closed. All the sick fit. Oh, I'm already streaming. Shit. Almost pulled a DSP right there. Closed it right on time. That would have been kind of inconvenient, you know. Kind of freaking inconvenient. Chair and purse, you know, I guess I kind of am this time around, yeah. Raging Golden Boomer, still on time, yeah, see, that's the funny thing, you know. Again, it's going to be like 30 seconds behind for you guys, unfortunately. But yeah, I noticed Medicare is streaming right now, too. More coronavirus pointing and laughing, I guess, yeah. Celebrating as the world burns. I don't know what you want to call what's going on right there at all. Yeah, a second before 1 minute late. Oh, absolutely perfect right there, man. Yeah, gout and yeah. If I'm going the DSP route, for sure, man, for sure. I gotta say that. Oh, the stream is on. Yeah, this time around, yes. It's I'm actually here. I made it. I survived, which is great. Oh, hey, I'm seeing everybody there. Yeah, Rojigami, Jackson Star Animate. Yeah. Oh, god dang it, quit. Now I'm getting pop-ups over my chat window. How convenient is that? Oh, speaking of chat window. Oh, there you go. Forgot to put that one up. Yeah, Corona Chan intensifies. Yeah, imagination. Cool. Cypoth. Yeah, Latent Hyena Girl. Ooh, that's you know, having a dick that big though. Well, maybe it wouldn't be too bad. Gotta say. Yeah, coronavirus is Trump's fault somehow. Yeah, they're trying to... I would be willing to bet money they're going to try to claim the virus is racist. Yeah, there have been a few parodies out there, but it's only a matter of time. Seriously, they're gonna call the virus racist or something. It's bound to happen. There's no way it's not with these freaking clowns. Yeah, the people with cough masks at my hospital, no word on coronavirus yet. Yeah, see, the thing is, a lot of the masks people have been buying for this virus won't stop this virus anyway. You got to get something a little bit better, you know. What was it? Let me look here. I think I had this up. Okay, let me check here. Oh yeah, N100 or P100 rated. Yeah, those are the masks you need if you want to avoid catching this this potentially deadly flu-like thing. Yeah, upper respiratory infection or whatever it really is. Although it may be a bit morbid, but since the vast majority of the people that are going to be dying to it are going to be people with compromised immune systems, you know, maybe this is just China's way of trolling. Say, oh, you know what? You guys are taking so long trying to come out with the cure for AIDS. Well, here you go. Yeah, we're just gonna use an even bigger and better virus to do that. Ah, man. Yeah, things are still getting pretty bad with that, but, so far where I am, it hasn't been too excessive, so at least I got that. All right. In the meantime, though, yeah, Bend Over, thank you for the $25 right off the bat. I tried on Monday's stream to donate. Streamlabs wouldn't let me. Plot and backstory are importance to any good work. Way to go, Ryan Jill. Great fan art. Oh, yeah, speaking of that, got our dragon here, but since it was mentioned, let's go to the fan art here. Got another Yuna fan art. This one has Yuna covered in lotion, the sacred ointment. It's just lotion. So yeah, for the full thing, you gotta go to Pixiv. So this is as far as we can show you here. But yeah, he did do the full thing. So definitely go check out on my Twitter if you want to see everything below the cutoff point down here. Oh, I know you guys do. That's the only reason any of you show up to my stream. Like I can guarantee you, it's just for the porn, right? It's like I'm just a pornographic peddler to all of you guys. Yeah, I know how it is, and that's fine. I accept my role. I fully accept my role in this in this relationship, so to speak. It's fine. We'll be okay. Yeah, safe for work indeed. Yeah, they got was it 2/3 of the image is cut off, but hey, you got to do what you got to do to keep it, to keep YouTube happy, to keep Twitter happy. There's no way to keep them happy. They will always find reasons to fuck with us every damn time. Every time they will do it. So there's no point in even trying. But if we could minimize the impact, that's about as much as we can hope for. So. All right. So let's go to the dragon. Yeah, this one, it's got the it's got the source right there if you want to find out where to get it. So there you go. And yeah, let me just refresh. Let me just refresh the super chats here. So I already got through Streamlabs. Cool. Yeah, Streamlabs does sometimes screw up for some people. So if it doesn't work once, just it'll probably work again later. So Caribbean Wolf, thank you for the 2. Betty's late to keep up the tradition. Well, I have to. Although this time, I had a little bit of a disaster when I was making my tea, right? So normally for my giant mug, I use 2 tea bags when I'm brewing my tea. But this time around, I accidentally grabbed 4 of them because the 2 underneath the 2 I was grabbing also got picked up. And I didn't notice until after I was pouring the water in that I got 4 tea bags in there. And then, I just, oh man, the tragedy right there of wasting freaking tea, right? So I just reduced the amount of time I was steeping it. But that was a freaking tragedy right there. That was wasting tea bags, man. Can you believe it? I'm sure all the Brits listening in the audience are probably in shock right now at the very thought of something like this. Cool. And Ken Quest, thank you for the 2. Chairman Eagle, you're expected on set presently. I'm here. I showed up eventually. Yeah. Yeah, I got to show up a little bit late. I mean, gotta let gotta let everybody else know. Yeah, I'm the one. I'm going to show up like an hour late. I'm going to be fashionably. Nah, see, I never did that. Yeah, because usually when I went to a party, I showed up just to eat. I was there just for the freaking food. I just give me the freaking hot dogs and hamburgers and shit like that. I'll just eat that. So if I showed up an hour late, they'd all be gone. That would just be tragic. I don't think I'd be able to live with that. And Alex Hill, thank you for the 2. Sounds like someone had their work folder open. Oh yeah. I guess I may or may not have been doing my my night job at the time. I had the webcam set up, doing my night job, and my alarm went off. Like, oh shit, got to go to YouTube and stream. So, and Rojigami, thank you for the 349. Now, Corona-chan or Wu-chan is the new meme hotness. Yeah. Oh god, especially with all of Medicare's streams using her in the background. Maybe she's gonna succeed where all the others failed. Yeah. Maybe she'll succeed where Ebola-chan failed. We never know. Never know, man. Maybe this is going to be quite the purge, though. Anyone with an even slightly compromised immune system, gone. So stay healthy. Keep yourselves as healthy as possible. That's the best thing you can do. And Cannon Crush, thank you the 5. Corona-chan just wants to purge the non-straight. Oh yeah, I guess if you have AIDS, you have you have a compromised immune system, and apparently Isn't AIDS like some conspiracy to destroy the gay community or something? I think I've heard a few of these sane individuals say that. So if Corona goes after them too, oh man, yeah, it's Illuminati confirmed, man. There's no way you can argue against it now. Yeah, brush your teeth. That's right. Okay, and then we got another Blade Devil update. So the pre-launch coming next week, so you can get on the mailing list. Yeah, so remember, the main campaign is going to be launching in March, but the pre-launch campaign I'm launching next month, which is really just a mailing list, so you can sign up to make sure you get the updates. So use whatever email address you use on Indiegogo to make things easier. Yeah, and then just sign up there, and you'll get notified when we finally put the book out. So I know it's happened to me before too. It's happened to me where I just forgot that something was out for about a month and a half, and right at the last second I remembered. Oh shit! I should probably buy this before it's not available anymore. So yeah, you don't want to miss out on the campaign when it launches in March. Now, if you're following me, which, I mean, if you're here watching, you probably are, I sure as fuck am not going to let you forget that. I'm going to be doing a special, when's March 1st? I think that's a Sunday. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a Sunday stream, yeah, to launch the campaign. Oh, you guys, yeah, I'll make sure you don't forget. I'll freaking make sure. But yeah, that's what's going on with that. We're gonna be, and at this point, I'm kind of thinking, I was thinking of maybe having some items or something for the people who sign up for that. But It doesn't look like Indiegogo lets you do that in any easy way without creating an entire new set of perks. But so you know what? Fine. I'm just gonna do a discount. So you'll be able to get it cheaper. You're gonna get the link on the mailing list if you want to save some shekels when you're picking up some Blade Devil. But yeah, so sign up to get an alert next week, probably on Monday. Gonna be putting that out. Come on, man. That's what I want to do. There you go. So, okay, I don't think it affected the dragon. That's good, that's good. So there you go. Blade Devil Volume 1 coming out, or at least the campaign launching in March. And I'm going to reiterate that when the campaign goes live, but I just want to reiterate now as well. The first book is going to happen. Unless some unexpected disaster befalls me and or my artist, it's going to come out. It's however much it makes, though, that'll determine whether or not it's going to be continuing. So, yeah, you can at least get back into this one. I'm not going to make a campaign unless I intend to fully deliver it. So again, unless I get put in a coma or something, or my artist does, nothing's going to stop this shit. I mean, hopefully we're not going to end up being like a year late like some other projects, but we'll do our best, for sure. Okay. Now, refreshing again. Just got to wait for this crap to finally load. Okay. All right, Kenneth Crest, thank you for another 5. No, which is why she's wreaking havoc in China. Oh, yeah, she wants to purge the non-straights, so she's wreaking havoc in China. Okay, all right, well played, man. And Gun the Legend, hey, welcome back. Thank you for the $30 right at the beginning of the stream. Say, hey, brother, time to laugh at Clown World. Oh, we got a lot of good ones today. And how about Links? Thank you for the 5. The Hunan population control experiment failed. CCP solution flash mob. Ebola la la la. Well, yeah, that's true. I guess this could be viewed as a population control, and it'll purge anyone with a weak immune system too, or compromised immune system. Things are going to be getting pretty interesting, let's just say. Yeah, if you don't have to go out into crowded places, just don't. I'm just the only thing I'm worried about at this point is Walmart, to be honest with you. Luckily, I work from home, but man, speaking of work. Sometime, right after I clocked out today, thankfully I still had access to my email and everything. I still got the notifications, but I got an email that the meeting we're supposed to have tomorrow morning was actually extended, so it's going to start like half an hour before I normally start my work day. So it's a good thing I was aware of this now. It's a good thing I noticed it because, I would have shown up half an hour late and had everyone fucking butthurt at me. That would have been a little awkward. So, yeah, I got a freaking circus to attend to tomorrow, let's just say. That's 2 hours right off the bat, right as soon as the day starts. Oh, hey, you love meetings, right? Here you go, bitch. Man. And Cypop, thank you for the 2. Everyone talking about the Spanish flu like we didn't trace HIV starting to go global in the late 1920s after leaving its birthplace, just because its numbers didn't explode in the gay community until the 80s and the attention it got then. Yeah, that's true. I mean, HIV has been around well before it became a diversity issue. Yeah. And Bend Over 8, thank you for another 10. Just ordered my concept mug. No such thing as too many mugs. Well, much appreciated there, man. Yeah, God, once I get this webcam and all the shelves and everything set, I have the shelves, actually. I just got to populate them now. Once I got that set up, man, I'm gonna be showing off some of this merch. That's the kind of stuff that actually gets people buying it. I noticed is if people show up, if people are wearing it or something. Oh, let me just go here real quick. Yeah, that concept mug, I will say that's a good choice, man. That was a pretty good one. That was a damn good mug right there, if I do say so myself. So I just got to pull it up on the storefront. All right. So yeah, it's you should be able to see it if you don't have ad blockers. So underneath the video. But boom, there you go. We still got this up. Still got the merch. It's after Christmas, but hey, you could get some. You can get some titty pillows. I know you guys would love that. we make stuff specifically, because we know what people want. At least I like to think we do. We've actually been selling units, so I think it's been going pretty well. It's been going pretty damn well. Okay, and good. Just do another refresh. I saw a little bit more come in, and yep, Candy Quest, thank you for another 2. On to Clown World then. Oh yes. Let's talk about Anime News Network a little bit more. If you needed any more proof that Anime News Network and the quote-unquote critics there are completely out of touch with their actual audience, the real anime fans, well, hopefully this will be the final nail in the coffin. This should be all the evidence you need. The Rising of the Shield Hero ranks on Anime News Network's worst anime of current year -1 list. Quote-unquote, actively politically awful. So that's what the critics are saying over at the world's most trusted name in fake anime news. That's what they're saying over there. So what about the fans? Oh, right. It was probably the biggest show of the season it launched, and it has already been renewed for 2 seasons. Not just 1 more, 2 more seasons. Right after the first one. So clearly it was the worst anime of current year -1, yeah. Yeah, it's either Shield Hero really sucks and the vast majority of anime fans have shit taste apparently, or maybe the problem is you, Anime News Network. I wonder which one it could possibly be. The Rising of the Shield Hero anime adaptation is ranked among the worst anime of last year, according to a recently released list compiled by Anime News Network staff specifically due to the series' subject matter rather than any inherent quality issues. Yeah, so it triggered them, so therefore it was the worst anime of the year. That's literally the logic they use. That's exactly what you want in your reviews, isn't it, guys? This is what you want. You just want them to get triggered and just dock shows points just on their subjective fifis. That's where we go to reviewers for. Now, on January 3rd, Anime News Network published their annual Worst of Anime list, which is determined by a selection of site staff members. Yeah, I believe each person has their best and their worst, yeah. The first review featured in their compilation was from Anime News Network writer Steve Jones, who ranked Rising of the Shield Hero as the worst anime of current year -1 and labeled it a rallying point for the worst impulses of some of the worst people. Now I didn't see that. I saw absolutely no woke shit in Shield Hero. I saw no social justice plot points in it. How the hell could that have been a rallying point for the worst impulses of some of the worst people? It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know what the hell this clown is going on about. And portrayed its premise as a glorification of misogynies and slavery. Yeah. What I say, man, these people are deranged lunatics. They spend their entire lives just looking for something to be triggered by. If I'm calling an anime the worst of the year, it's not sufficient that it merely be a bad show. It needs to be something actively politically awful. Yet you guys always rank some of the woke shit very highly. It needs to be a rallying point for the worst impulses of some of the worst people. Hey, Anime News Network! Admittedly, these are factors that are often outside of the control of creators, and there are countless examples of genuinely good and kind media being subsumed into a pile of internet swamp scum. Yeah, he's actually right there. On rare occasions, even the SJWs will like a show that's actually good. And oh man, they just, as soon as that fan base shows up, yeah, it's effectively ruined. Yeah. The Rising of the Shield Hero, however, is not one of those shows. With a premise predicated on the glorification of misogynies and slavery, it earns all the ire directed towards it. Only if you're a deranged lunatic. That it was animated by Kinema Citrus, who have made recent and wonderful standouts like Made in Abyss and Review Starlight, and produced by Crunchyroll, which is the premier anime streaming service in North American. Editors, people, just twists the knife. This is the worst kind of nerd power fantasy to put on any pedestal besides the specific one I'm featuring here. So I've mentioned before, and I will mention this again, but Anime News Network's reviews are completely worthless if you're specifically looking for, good shows, I guess. If you're looking for high-rated shows that you may like. But if you go to Anime News Network with the intention of just watching all the shows that trigger the fuck out of them, that is one way you can use them to filter out all the good shows. Because to this date, I have not seen a single show that triggered their staff that I didn't enjoy. Now, there were a bunch of shows that they rated poorly for other reasons that actually were pretty bad, but not a single show that got them reeing like the adult babies they are. Not a single one of them ended up being bad when I watched it. So if you want a list of anime to watch, just look at Anime News Network's preview guide. May or may not be with an ad blocker enabled. I'm not going to tell you what to do, though. So just look at their preview guide and see if any shows got them super freaking triggered. If so, you know you're onto a winner. That's going to be a good one. Because usually what they do is they intentionally try to sabotage any of these shows. Like Shield Hero was a good show. It did have plenty of flaws, but it was pretty good. And Goblin Slayer, same thing. And they tried so hard to sabotage them. And in the end, just ended up giving them free advertising. So, yeah, it just shows you how effective these people are. Yeah, as I mentioned on the past stream, and actually as was mentioned by one of the commenters on one of Cecil's streams earlier, these people are such losers that if a Biggest Loser contest was held, they would get second place. And they just try their best to destroy everything that triggers them. Because they know the shit they actually like is never going to hit it big, although that's partially because they never actually financially support the things they claim to like, but what do I know? Back to the article, though. As is apparent from reading Jones's review, his consideration of the series as one of the worst of current year -1 is less based on criticisms of the show's production and more based on his personal fee-fees towards the appropriateness of the subject matter and humor as viewed through the lens of social justice theory. Same thing. It's derangement. Yeah, all this lens is, these people are pretty damn stupid, to be honest with you. They look at events that happened 300 years ago. We have to judge everything that happened in the past with a current year lens. Just wait until you guys are remembered as the clowns you are in the future. That's going to be glorious. Jones's review stands out even among his fellow ANN reporters, commentators, not reporters, whose criticisms were related to various issues ranging from art styles to poor writing. On the same list, fellow ANN writer Rebecca Silverman notes that Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka got worse when it began to use sexualized torture as titillation. I didn't get a boner when watching that. It wasn't titillation, but okay. But also recognizes that schlocky sexualized violence may have a place in the entertainment landscape, instead of docking the series for having sexual content in general. So this category came down to a tie between this show and Kemonomichi Rise Up for me, but what made Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka the winner or loser is how drastically it failed its characters and subject matter. Yes, Kemonomichi Rise Up has lots of cruel jokes of questionable taste. Yeah, these are the kinds of people see, look at this. Even when this article is trying to show but this reviewer wasn't as bad, it's still pretty bad. Even the best at Anime News Network is pretty damn bad. It was at least attempting to be a comedy, however misguided it was. That show was pretty damn funny. Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka, on the other hand, at first purported to be a dark, edgy, magical girl show looking at what happens to the girls after the battles are over and how they might cope with having to go back into the fray, which it kinda did. The problems began when the show completely disregarded the mental health issues it set up for Asuka, and things only got worse when it began to use sexualized torture as titillation. It devolved into a fetish-filled mess that trampled all over its initial premise, failing to treat its subjects like child soldiers, combat veterans with PTSD, and the manipulation of vulnerable people's psyches with the gravity they both deserve and need. So, I watched the show, and basically what this complaint is, to summarize this complaint, it's that, it did cover all of these topics, just not as seriously as I would have wanted it. I mean, that's a fair assessment for why you personally didn't like the show, I guess, but it's a nice window into the mind of the writer, though. Schlocky sexualized violence may have a place in the entertainment landscape, but this most assuredly is not it. Seems to have done fine. Despite Jones's declaration that the Rising of the Shield Hero earns all the ire directed towards it, there may be little to be found among general audiences. Yup, what I said at the beginning. As the series placed 11th in ANN's own open poll, which asked readers to select their top 5 anime series of the year. And I wouldn't be surprised if they fudged the numbers, too. The series' original light novels and manga adaptations also have a collective total of 6.2 million copies in print in Japan. At last year's Crunchyroll Expo, it was announced that the anime adaptation will be receiving a second and third season. Yup. Yeah, it was so fucking horrible. It's got 2 new seasons. The series has also received 3 nominations for the annual Crunchyroll Anime Awards, with Raftalia being nominated for Best Girl, Kevin Perkin for Best Score, and Billy Kametz's performance as Naofumi for Best VA Performance in English. The YouTuber Hirohei commented on Steve Jones' review, saying part of what they look at in critiquing anime is how it relates to politics. This is the exact thing we are fighting against. Agreed 100%. We want your politics out of our entertainment. We do not want to be used. Fuck yes. That's what we're going to be doing with Blade Devil, too. No political statements. Just fan service and action. Plot, backstory, and a whole bunch of freaking ass whooping. That's what it is. So what do you think of Jones's review of Rising of the Shield Hero? Now, it wasn't a review as much as it was just a random toddler shrieking about something they don't like. I don't count that as a review. Have you seen the first season? Yup. What'd you think about it? It was pretty okay. It was good. I can understand why it got 2 more seasons. I can completely understand. So yes, yet again, we have another example of the fans and the critics being completely opposed to each other. And then the critics wonder why nobody gives a shit about their opinion anymore. And that's all we need to say about that. There you go. Let's go back to the dragon. Yeah, I know that's what you guys want to see. It's like, this one's got some nice tail. Look at that. Look at that freaking awesome tail right there. Perfect. Okay. And Sypoth, thank you for the 2. Not looking forward to the next Shield Hero story arc. It felt like filler, and that was in the manga where they could polish that turd. I don't know, wasn't it originally a light novel, though? So if the manga was adapting the light novel, there's not much they could have done. It's too bad they couldn't replicate the feeling of the first arc. Looking forward to Goblin Slayer Season 2, though. Oh, yeah. If it keeps up like the first one did, that's glorious, man. Fucking glorious. Okay. And, okay, let me just refresh here. All right, so Imagination, thank you for the 2. Isekai Quartet Part 2 would disagree. Yeah, that's right. They brought the Shield Hero characters into Isekai Quartet, which is airing right now. I was actually at first wondering that, if you're bringing another show into it, isn't it going to be like Isekai Quintet at this point? But no. As in Naofumi, Raftalia, and Philo are in another class. They're side characters. They're not any of the main characters, so that makes sense. And fuck, Gun the Legend, another 40, man. Thank you, man. It doesn't hold any of their political beliefs. That's why they are reeing so damn hard. I know. And see, they are scared. They are rightly threatened by stuff like this, because as they are trying to push objective garbage just because it shares their agenda, there's legitimately good stuff out there that runs completely counter to their agenda that always wins in the free market. So they're trying to ruin its reputation, and if that doesn't work, I can guarantee you they're going to be shrieking for bans and censorship. Yeah, and Forever229, thank you for the 10. Somehow a matriarchal society is patriarchal and sexist against women. I know. Yeah, the society that he was summoned into, yeah, it is a freaking matriarchy, which is why they were able to so easily falsely accuse him. And Fatman56, thank you the 5. Just waiting for Shield Hero and Goblin Slayer sucks. Anybody knows when they come back? Eagle, does the Eagle know anything? Huh? Oh, so you like Shield Hero but not Goblin Slayer? Actually, I don't know. Usually when they announce, if they didn't already have work at least in progress on these shows, then it's about maybe 2 years out from when they announce it. So I'd be guessing maybe 2021. We'll see. Yeah, and Consider Walnut, thank you for the 2. Blizzard screwed Warcraft 3 Reforged. Yeah, I'm going to cover that at the end. I know. And Warcraft 3 was one of my favorite games, by the way. And for the record, I did not get Reforged because I understand full well. The Blizzard of current year is not the awesome Blizzard that made all this good shit I loved in the past. Those people are all gone. Yeah, it's over. Blizzard right now is just another soulless corporation that puts out blatant cash grabs of questionable quality just to get as much money as quickly as possible to appease their shareholders and investors. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of Blizzard anymore. They used to be my favorite developer, but now I'd rather they go broke sooner rather than later just to save as much of their legacy as possible. And tab all links, thank you for the 5. These assholes talk about combating PTSD, then call people with it bigots for speaking against them. That's right. And actually, that was one of the sticking points. Some of the rumors that came out about the Obi-Wan Disney Plus show have to do with that, is that they apparently PTSD was too controversial of a topic to cover, and that's one of the reasons they were rewriting the script for that show. It is just a rumor, but we saw how accurate all the rumors were with the ruse of Soy Woker. So there you go. And Spirit Wanna, thank you for another 2. Look up the Arthas versus Illidan cinematic laugh show. No, I can't show it because I'm quite sure Blizzard would flag my channel for that. But yeah, I mean, that was one of the things that they fucked up. When they were announcing this, I think in 2018, they showed some pretty good cutscenes. And then the one you actually get is, it's all just, in-game models and camera fuckery. That's it. That's all it is. All right. So where was I? Just got to do some more refreshing. Then we could jump into the next one. Cool. Are you ready for some spyware news? Ring app shares your personal data with Facebook and others, reports find. Well, I mean, what the hell would you expect? Ring, the Amazon-owned maker of high-tech doorbells and home security cameras, markets itself as protection from the world's outside users' homes. But its app collects data from users' phones and shares that information with multiple third-party trackers, a report by the Electronic Frontier Foundation revealed this week. Yeah, what a shock. A fucking app spies on you. And I bet it required all the permissions too. So the information includes users' full names, email addresses, IP addresses, mobile network carriers, and data about sensors installed in the phone. Wow, why do they need all that data? According to the Civil Liberties Group, whose work focuses on privacy and other digital rights. Yeah, the EFF is a pretty good organization from what I've seen. So the EFF said it parsed web traffic on Ring's app for Android devices and found that the company distributes customer data mainly to 4 analytics and marketing firms: Facebook, Branch, AppsFlyer, and Mixpanel. Google-owned Crashlytics also received data from Ring, according to the report. Wow, I'm surprised Facebook is the only... I was expecting Google to be one of the main ones, not just an afterthought. All right. Customers should really look hard and see, is this something that I trust? Yeah. This is part of what's so fucked up about our current society, by the way. Most people will just install anything without a second thought. Like, well, it came from the Google Play Store, so I know it's not a virus. Well, yeah, sure, it may not be a virus, but it's going to spy on you. You have to explicitly give it permissions to work. This surveillance device that can be used to surveil my neighbors is actually surveilling me now, said William Buddington, a security engineer and technologist at the EFF. That's right. Yeah, same thing goes with these security cameras, too. If you don't have a closed-circuit security setup, chances are pretty high that pretty much anyone on the internet can access your cameras if they tried hard enough. Or the company is watching you and selling your data. So Ring said in a statement that it allows third parties to use the data only for appropriate purposes. Now, see, here's what's funny. They say they only allow third parties to use data for appropriate purposes, but once Facebook has this data, how much control do you think Ring has over how they use it? Exactly, absolutely none. This is a bullshit fucking statement. So Ring's privacy policy notes the company uses third-party analytics services and participates in ad networks that enable it to target messaging by collecting information through automated means, including through the use of cookies, web server logs, web beacons, or other similar technologies. Yeah, and you have to explicitly give it permissions to this. But only one of the third-party companies the EFF identified, Mixpanel, is named in Ring's list of third-party analytics services. Ooh. So the others aren't third-party analytics services, they're just customers that are buying your data. Now, AppsFly, or mobile marketing analytics company, collects information on user actions within the Ring app and on calibration settings and sensors installed on the device. Just having the information on what sensors your phone has is quite in-depth. It's concerning because the level of detail and insight into your device's characteristics. A tracking company can stitch together and create a fingerprint of your device, a cohesive whole about what your device looks like. I'm guessing it looks like a smartphone. So it doesn't take much to fingerprint a device. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like getting your OS. It's true. For example, you can see all the apps on their device, and that alone might be unique to everyone else in the universe. Yeah, that's a damn good point. Yeah, because each individual person may have a unique pattern of apps they have installed. That is fucking true. Yeah, so they can guess who you are by your device. So we have all probably configured our apps differently. Yeah, if you see the apps, see the configurations, I'd be willing to bet that my Galaxy S8 is probably has a unique fingerprint just by the shit that's on it and how it's configured. Yeah. So bringing together some of the data Ring provides could show hypothetically that you opened a game, that you joined a Wi-Fi hotspot in your home. The more information collected, the better they can put together a picture of what you're doing in your digital life. Hey, that's why I don't use my phone all that often, I guess. But it's not that different on desktops anymore. So like many companies, Ring uses third-party service providers to evaluate the use of our mobile app, which helps us improve features, optimize our customer experience, and evaluate effectiveness of our marketing. Okay. So selling it to Facebook because they bought your data. That's an interesting way to put that. Ring ensures that service providers use of the data provided is contractually limited to appropriate purposes, such as performing these services on our behalf and not for other purposes. And I'm sure you have, once Facebook has this data, I'm sure you can see exactly how they use it, huh? I'm sure you can look into their company records and see they're not using this data any other way. Yeah, this totally makes sense. Yep. So yeah, it seems good to me. Nothing unusual there. Ring said it uses Mixpanel to target messaging within the app when it launches new features. Generally, they may collect and disclose personal info, such as when users interact with the app on their devices, to third-party services in order to track the performance of various features and spy on you. Bunnington noted that Ring may not necessarily be in violation of its own privacy policy, but he said their privacy policy is too broad and vague, and it's concerning that even the company's list of third-party services is not accurate. So you could totally trust that they control your data like perfectly in all other ways. Nothing to be concerned with here. Just move along, citizen. Goldman said it's unclear why Branch or Facebook would need information from Ring to help with analytics or targeting ads. Yeah, Facebook wants everything about you. That's why. So Branch spokesperson Alex Austin said the company provides a service that fixes mobile links that take users to the correct page. Oh, that's dangerous right there. Fixes mobile links that take users to the correct page. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're actually fixing a broken link, that's fine, but think of what else it can do. It could redirect you from the site you actually wanted to go to as well. To perform this service for Ring and many others, must process some data within the app, but take extreme care when handling it. Of course. Yeah, just like how all your data is safe with the credit reporting agencies, nothing could go wrong. They'd never hire a music major to, or an English major, whatever, to be head of security. That would never happen. So, per the company's user data policy, Branch collects device data like advertising identifiers, IP addresses, and cookies, but does not collect or store information such as names, emails, or physical addresses. Or so you say. So other companies did not immediately respond. That means Facebook didn't respond. All right, so now they're talking about a fake book privacy law. Okay, we kind of get the point. You guys get what's going on by now, I'm sure. So when you're installing an app on your phone and it tells you to verify the permissions it needs, and you just have like the simplest app and it asks for permissions to everything on your fucking phone, yeah, you may want to be, you may want to proceed with caution right there. There could be some shady shit going on. Especially if it was a free app. Yeah, because you know that saying, if you're not the customer, you're the product. So there you go. And Sapa, thank you for another 2. People call me paranoid and old-fashioned when it comes to me not wanting to have all these apps, all this so-called smart shit. They forget I used to work in the tech industry and know this stuff spies on us and sells you to the highest bidder with no real benefit. Well, the only benefit is you get to have it for free, I guess. That's it. Yeah, you'd either, if they didn't sell your data, you'd have to pay for it. And they've trained most people in current year so well that most people won't pay for a mobile app anymore. It's pretty damn insane when you think about it. Yeah, cookies, I know. Get the Cookie Monster in here, man. Oh man, they should have a Cookie Monster app that just munches cookies, destroys them all. Yeah, I know your browsers all have the ability to clear cookies, but imagine if it happened automatically. Although that would screw up a few browser sessions. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to do that. That's right. Mass deletions inbound. Well, see, the thing is with Ring, it comes with hardware as well. If you already bought that doorbell camera and shit, for example, what are you gonna do? You gonna disconnect that as well? Yeah, it's a problem. Although there is a way to get around this, though. You could just have a second phone that you own. The only thing you do on that phone is have all your spyware apps on it. That's an option you can take. Okay, and Family Physics, thank you for the 2s. I loved them both. Oh, yeah, so Shield Hero and Goblin Slayer, cool. But you're my hookup there, bud. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you when they come out. I do my favorite anime of the season show about halfway through the season. So halfway through next month, you'll know what I'm watching. Although if you see the screenshots I post on Twitter and use as thumbnails, you could have a good idea, I bet. And Alex Hale, thank you for the 2. They need No Game, No Life and Slime in the anime. Oh, and Isekai Quartet. Yeah, maybe every season they'll add more, but I think at this point it may be licensing issues. And GeoPrime 2814, thank you for the 5. Is it me or does Malty remind you of Jamie Markey? Not because they're both gingers. Well, they both have a similar personality, yes, that is true. And Tom Links, thank you for the 5. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt wasn't great, but the PTSD episode was amazing. Dueling PTSDs and dating caused much Yeah, that's one of those topics, too, that unless you really know the topic, you should probably avoid covering it, at least, as super serious in depth. As you don't want to risk actually, and this is the one time I'm going to use the word triggered in a non-insulting and a non-ironic way, but you don't want to trigger someone's actual PTSD. Yeah, that would be bad. Gun the Legend. Damn, 200. Holy shit. Dude, save some money for Blade Devil when it launches. Yeah, but much appreciated. I mean, that's God. We gotta rush some pages out next month to make sure everything's ready to go by March. So yeah, that's good. That money is gonna come in handy. So it makes me wonder if Bernie becomes president with all those extremists will use that Ring app to arrest Trump supporters and send them to gulags or execute them. Well, not most. There have been 2 cases of his field agents basically admitting that that's what they want to do. And Babylon Bee did a good article about that. Remember, this is allegedly a parody site, but they can be pretty on the nose sometimes. So they're saying how Bernie responded to that by basically saying, like, you don't talk about the gulags until socialism phase 2. Phase 1 is all sunshine and rainbows and shit. And then once you trick all the idiots, the useful idiots, into voting for it, then you start sending them to the gulags. That's a damn good point right there, man. Yeah. But definitely save some shekels for Blade Devil. Yeah, yeah. Gun on March 1st. Sorry guys, I ran out of money. Well, we got the point, man. And Gun of the Legend's already getting a cameo in the book for all the support he's been throwing at us over the past few weeks, for sure. So, alrighty. So let me just do one more refresh here. One more. Cool. Let's go to the next one. As Admiral Akbar would say, it's a trap! Tradwives, the new trends for submissive whammons, has a dark heart and history. A certain kind of housewife has found social media and is airing the details of their fight with feminism. But maybe they should tone it down a notch. Aww, it looks like the feminazis are mad. Feminazis are getting triggered. So, and before I get into the article, I just want to clarify my position here. I'm fully aware that the majority of women don't identify as feminists, but 100% of them benefit from feminism, even if they don't identify as feminists. So if you were to tell them, okay, let's roll back some of the changes feminism has made since the 50s, I'm sure almost every woman is going to fight tooth and nail to stop that from happening. So that just shows where they really stand right there. And this whole tradwife movement, Turtling Monkey is dead on when he points out that this is a trap. Because they may pretend to be submissive with you, but they still have full legal power to destroy your life should they wish. And one of the examples he used is he knows of a guy who was into BDSM. And I've seen this happen to a few guys too, so this isn't a far-fetched story. And the guy was a dom, and he had a sub-girlfriend, and they were in a BDSM relationship. Like, he repeatedly just, tied her up, abused her, and all stuff that she wanted, by the way. They've taped the whole thing to make sure it was consensual. They actually had consent forms. This guy was, he saw Pound Me Too going on, and he's like, oh, this ain't gonna happen to me. So yeah, he did everything right. Got the consent forms, had all sorts of proof that this wasn't abuse, like this was their BDSM relationship. She literally was asking him to do this to her. And after they had a messy breakup, she still was able to accuse him of domestic violence and rape and abuse, and he's sitting in jail right now. None of those consent forms didn't do shit for him. The videos that proved that she was enjoying it didn't do shit for him. Nope. All of that is worthless. He's in jail right now. So you got to look at this whole tradwife movement the same way. Until they change the laws and make it impossible for you to be screwed over like that, don't play the game. If you want a traditional woman, if you want the traditional family, the white picket fence, 2.5 kids, the dog and all that, go to some other country that doesn't have these bullshit laws and stay there. Go overseas, get married, and stay there. The second you bring your family back to the U.S., they're gonna become Americans. and all that risk, you're gonna be taking on. So just had to get that out of the way early. So a thrilling new trend has emerged, and it's as seismic as the new look was in 40s fashion or the emergence of Mediterranean cooking in 90s Britain. It's called being a housewife. Yeah, no, you know what really brought this on? I think women are starting to realize that working yourself to death for a company that doesn't appreciate you anyway isn't male privilege. It was a disadvantage we put up with so we could support a family, which includes women. So they go out, they demanded to be let into the workforce. So they went into the workforce and they found out, oh fuck, this is horrible. And at the same time, guys are finding out like, oh, I could be a house husband. Fuck yeah. Yeah, let someone else do all the hard work for me and just support me. I'm up for that. Yeah, and now that they're starting to realize they may have made a mistake, now they want to be housewives. But it's too late, because guys aren't willing to take the risk on them anymore. Oops. I guess you're going to have to keep enjoying that male privilege you fought so hard to attain. Hope it was worth it. Now, you might think, that doesn't sound that new to me, but all fashion trends are rehashes, and tradwife, as this one is dubbed, is a housewife with a social media spin. It's like bringing back 90s style, but swapping that brown eyeliner for contouring makeup. It's just so much more zeitgeist, you see. So a tradwife is a wayman's who doesn't work so as to look after their children, their husband, their home, and then talk nonstop about how great this is on social media. You know, to be fair, they're right. I mean, and the fact that they can talk nonstop about it on social media should be proof of how great their situation is. Yeah, if I had the time to be on social media 7 hours of the day, yeah, I think my situation's pretty fucking great. That should be all the proof anyone needs. Who knew being so traditional was also so modern and so busy? Last week alone, there were interviews with tradwives in the Daily Mail, the Times, and on the Big Black Cock. This morning, Victoria Derbyshire, and for all I know, Pipe 24/7 across all channels. I'm afraid that, being both non-trad and a non-wife, I'm less plugged in than these whammons. Well, you're going to be pretty plugged in once you're way past the wall and you realize that, no, when you're 50, you're not going to find that prince, that knight in shining armor. He's not going to be there for you. You missed your chance. And then they're going to be doing a Sinead O'Connor. You're going to be pretty connected then when you're just complaining on social media. So you notice these tradwives, I'll give them that. They're on social media all day talking about how great it is. So these feminists are going to be on social media talking about how fucking horrible their life is. I think the tradwives have this one won, by the way. So, but I was especially taken with one tradwife. Her name is Elena Kate Petite, and in between showing TV crews how she lovingly irons her husband's shirt and chops her onions, Petite runs something called the Darling Academy, which is a newsletter and YouTube channel that celebrates British etiquette. Initially, I assumed this meant reviving all that Mad Nancy Mitford you and non-you stuff, and then let me tell you, as an American wannabe snob, I am very down with that. No, I can guarantee you're not a wannabe snob. As a snob myself, I can spot other snobs. It takes one to know one, you know. So, but no, Petite is harnessing the best of what made Britain great during a time when you could leave your front door open and know you were safe, and you knew your strangers in the street. Yeah, that's you can't control what other people do, unfortunately. You're never going to be able to go back to that time now. Isn't it funny how whenever people evoke a specific time when Britain was great, the time they invariably evoke is their own childhood before they were aware of the pressures and anxieties of adulthood? Okay, I will give you this. That is a good line. We may disagree on almost everything, but credit where it's due. This author is dead on right here. It's always, it's the whole concept of you can never go home again, right? It's nostalgia. You're never gonna relive that. You may get a small taste here and there, but you will never relive this again. And this is damn true. And as a kid, you were just not aware of all the shit your parents were dealing with. So it may have seemed to you like it didn't exist, but it was there. So, and I'll be honest, why do you people, don't you have editors? Come on, man. So every time Petite talks about her husband taking care of her, and that is pretty much her number one subject, she sounds more like she's talking about her father than her husband. That's the trade-off, you know. Most guys would want this, by the way. Most guys would be more than happy to have a housewife as long as she actually does her duties in the house. Not this feminist shit where after you come back home after a 12-hour shift at work, she's sitting on her ass posting on Facebook and demands you do your half of the housework. Fuck no, man. You expect me to do my half of the housework? I'll do that the second you earn half of the income. So yeah, I'll be willing to make that deal. So the tradwives have been keenly giving interviews about how they are the true feminists and choosing not to work. You know, that's true. That was their choice. To which anyone with a modicum of knowledge about feminism would say, we gave women the choice. That's the point. Bake banana bread until the sun comes up if it makes you happy. Hey, once again, I agree with the author of this article. That the second time in a row, that's pretty rare. Whether they are still the true feminist in suggesting that husbands must always come first if you want a happy marriage, as Petite has twatted, feels more debatable. Well, as a crazy cat lady living alone, I could see that. Hey, you know what? Actually, let's see. Maybe... she's probably past the wall. Also unacknowledged is that as much as the tradwives think they are being renegade rebels by not working, their rebellion is based on their husband earning enough to support a whole household. Whoa there, little rebels. Wow. The lack of self-awareness in this statement right here. Oh God, it's almost as if the feminists and the single mothers and all them don't realize that their rebellion is based on other men all around the country earning enough money to support them via taxes. All these women that get government benefits, where the fuck do you think that money comes from? Men are earning that for you. Oh, yeah. Whoa there, little rebels. Man, get some self-awareness before you make a statement like this. I mean, true as it may be, you are in the same fucking position, okay? You guys wouldn't be able to maintain even a fraction of your empowerment movement if you couldn't get government benefits, which were received by taking money from working men. But this isn't actually about fighting the system. This is about women's fighting against their own insecurities about their lives. I just went into a lack of self-awareness rant. We don't need another one. And because of these insecurities, they then insist they are the oppressed ones, the brave speakers of truth. Oh my God. Self-awareness, please. This is just so painful to listen to. This is feminism in a nutshell. In other words, it's another pointless culture war to chuck out on the teetering pile of in-between Spiked Online and Lawrence Fox. Someone's pretty butthurt. And it's also about something else. Rather awkwardly for the British tradwives who like to suggest their movement is just about dressing in Cath Kidston and letting their husband choose where they're going on holiday. What the fuck is Cath Kidston? That's probably some fashion brand, isn't it? I'm going to have to pull this up off screen, of course. Let me see. Oh, yeah, it's a fashion brand. All right. Okay. See, I don't know this shit. Yeah, okay. In the U.S. and elsewhere is very much part of the alt-right movement. Yeah, everything is alt-right, isn't it? Yeah, we're at the point right now where anything that's not extreme, regressive social justice left is alt-right. Moderate Democrats are now extreme right-wingers by these lunatic standards. Fuck, even left-wing Democrats are starting to be pushed into the alt-right. Fuck, everything is alt-right now. It is especially popular among white supremacists who are extremely down with the message that white women should submit to their husband and focus on making as many white babies as possible. And yet they may claim that, but they refuse to roll back any of what feminism has done. They're all manginas. They may talk a big game, but if their wife looks at them funny, they'll be begging for forgiveness right away. Right away, man. The British tradwives insist this has nothing to do with them. Someone even said this type of housewife was promoted by the Third Reich, and it's like, really? I didn't even know that. Well, you know what else was promoted by the Third Reich? Wearing pants. So if you wear pants, you're a Nazi. You know that, right? Yeah, so Petite told the big black cock sitting underneath her Union Jack bunting, musing about how we don't even know the identity of our country right now. That's true. That is true. Now look, clearly being a happy housewife does not mean you're a Nazi. Oh, now you realize that. But also maybe it's time to dial it down a notch for your own sake. No, you mean for your sake. Yeah, feminists are rightly threatened by this movement, even though it is just a trap. So guys, don't fall for this either. But still, after all, if you're constantly posting videos on YouTube about how to press your husband's clothes and talking to Philip and Holly about how you love to flirt with your husband, how do you have time to do any tradwifing? Well, maybe it's finally time we admit that being a stay-at-home husband or wife, for that matter, it doesn't have to just be a wife, isn't all that hard in current year. A couple hundred years ago, when you had to go to the market to get fresh food every fucking day, cook every meal from scratch from the rawest of raw ingredients, wash clothes using a wash basin in the fucking river, back then, it was a lot of fucking work to take care of the house, especially if you had your own farm too. So while the husband was out doing his day job, the wife was farming, basically. Yes, back then, being a stay-at-home wife, being a tradwife was a lot of fucking work. Right now, though, you got microwaves, you got frozen meals, you can order out for food. You got washing machines, all this shit that used to take all fucking day and be an actual chore to do can be done so fucking quickly right now. And before anyone gets offended, because I know somebody probably will, I am a single man. I live alone in a fucking house. And I can not only have a full-time job, but take care of all the housework myself. Clearly, it's not as hard as some of these women like to make it out to be. If all I had to do was just cleaning and cooking, and that's all I fucking did all day, that would be fucking paradise. I would have so much free time. Yeah, so that's what's going on with that. So don't fall for this tradwife trap. Don't fall for it, guys. It's a step in the right direction, sure, but until the laws change and it becomes worth the risk again, don't fall for it. And that's all I gotta say about that. I know you want to see a dragon, so there you go. Here's a dragon. Yeah, see, rode your gum. He's on it. House chores are so easy in today's time. Uh-huh. That's right. You don't even have to fucking try. It is just so goddamn easy. Yes. Also, Hitler was known to breathe. I suggest the author stops breathing, otherwise Nazi confirmed. Yeah, you ever notice, what do all of the world's most heinous criminals, most heinous dictators have in common? Like Mao, Stalin, Hitler, Pol Pot, all of these people breathed. They inhaled oxygen. Every single one of them, 100% of the most horrible people to have ever existed have inhaled oxygen. So if you breathe, you are literally worse than Hitler. So you need to fucking stop that. Do you want to be a Nazi? No? Well then, maybe I know what you should stop doing then. Ban air. Yes. That's right. We just need to ban oxygen. That would fix the problem. And Saipal, thank you for the 2. You don't need to be a snob to spot a snob. Either that or we're all snobs in one way or another because everyone can spot a snob. Yeah, that's true. That you don't need to be one. In fact, you could probably actually spot them better if you're... snobbery is actually one of those things. I have to correct myself. This is one of those things that... you actually are less likely to notice if you are one yourself. But to everyone on the outside of your snobbery circle, oh, it is so fucking obvious. But on the inside, you can't see it. You can't tell. And this is normal to you. You're not a snob. Everyone else is just a Philistine, that's all. The problem is with the entire rest of the world, not with you. Oh my God, and Gun Legend, hey, thank you for another 5. Dude, I have more than enough money. Well, that is good to know, man. I'm glad your life is going so well. Yeah, that's, again, let me bring up those Comicsgate crowdfunding campaigns again. This is why you always have a super high price tier. Now, you need to have both. You need to have as cheap of a tier as possible for the people that really want to support you, but like $15-20 may be a big deal. You got to have the cheap tier, and then you got to have some super expensive tier because chances are you have a very decent chance, actually, that somebody that's interested in what you're selling is way better off than you, and they may want to give you a large sum of money. You just got to give them a reason. So, worst case, it doesn't sell. No big deal. So, yeah, just you got to appeal to both sides there. And Mose, hey, thank you for the $10. First time I clicked your stream, it loaded up the Chris Hansen live stream on that Onion Boy. Oh, man, really? Dude. Well, thank you for sending me some shekels to tell me that. So my stream was recommended on a Chris Hansen Onision live stream, huh? Okay. That's going to get pretty fun. I've avoided talking about Onision. That's just kind of funny. All right, and John Iggy, thank you for the 10 as well. They will never get my balls. Be gone, thought. Yeah, my balls won't be used as some keychain. Not while they're still attached. Fuck no. And Criminal Imagination, thank you for the 2. My kind of traps or GTFO? Well, you need to go to Thailand for your kind of traps. They're all over the place there. Ken and Crest, thank you the 5. The Ham Planets hate tradwives and traps because those can get male endearment. That's true. That is true, man. They're rightly threatened by them. And damn, Gun the Legend, another 50. Thank you, man. Change the laws or say, as TFM would say, take women's voting rights away. To me, I'm fine with both, but I still will not get married till it happens. Yeah, see, I don't think we need to do that, honestly. Again, no, I would just say, we can't. The way it is now, you're never going to be able to take anyone's voting rights away. So here's the compromise. Everybody gets 1 vote. If you contribute more than you take out, so if you pay more taxes than you take out in benefits, you get 2 votes. And if you contribute way more than you take out, you get 3 votes. So that will also stop a lot of these rich people, where if they want more votes, they're going to stop paying 0 taxes with all these fucking deductions and all that shit. Yeah, it'll give more motivation to keep more money in the system as well. Yeah. So that, I think, is probably the fairest I could come up with, because if you made it so only those who contribute can vote, then they can very easily manipulate the system to make it so nobody else can ever be in a position to contribute. So we want to avoid that, but we also want to avoid the majority being able to just steal from the minority. So in this case, even if 51% of the population would take more than they give, they wouldn't be able to outvote the other 49. That's how we need to do it, as far as I'm concerned. Oh yeah, anybody who's on welfare should never have the right to vote. Yeah, well, maybe they should just limit to what you can vote on. Because to be fair, I do actually agree with that in a sense. Because how is it these people always like to talk about fair share? Oh, these rich people aren't paying their fair share. Well, how much taxes did you pay? Oh, I didn't pay any taxes. I mean, that was more than bounced out by the benefits I took. Well, what about your fair share? How is it fair that someone who doesn't contribute anything to the community pot gets a say on how it's spent? That is not fucking fair at all. But apparently I'm in the minority saying that, so there you go. And Awal's Novel, thank you for the 2. That's exactly how my baby mama acted towards me. Sent another 2 to clarify. Oh, man, that's... Well, and I'm not gonna... I mean, I know a little bit about his story. I'm not going to go into personal details, but yeah, that's hopefully things went well for you, but let's just say what's going on with him is kind of similar, like the typical Asian girlfriend, right? I keep warning Westerners about this too. I mean, especially Japanese women. Japanese women make the perfect girlfriend. They are just absolutely perfect. They will do everything you want. They will become what you most desire to hook you. But as soon as you put a ring on it, then the very next day, right as soon as you have your honeymoon, you're going to wake up and she's going to turn into that cliche anime nagging housewife. Yeah, it's a trap. While you're dating, they're going to do everything you ask to make sure you marry them. But as soon as you marry them and the tables have turned, now they're the ones making demands. But this can, as in Awal's Nobel's case, you can find that out after they get pregnant too. And when they can use the kids as a weapon against you. So yeah, just watch out for that shit, man. These tradwives are a trap. And top of links, thank you, another 2. RGE ads are now handbags in fashion. Well, I opened it up on another browser, too, in a private window, so that's not going to happen this time. Well, no more than it already is. Man, that was some good... This is actually some pretty good tea for something that I screwed up. Oh, God, this is great. So yeah, until you get married, then you see the mask drop. Yeah, that's how it is, man. This is how it is. That's, is your girlfriend Chi-Chi? Yeah, it's just like Chi-Chi in Dragon Ball. Fuck yeah. I mean, she at least stayed hot, but as soon as Goku married her, she just turned into a banshee. That is your tip. There's a reason that this stereotype shows up in so much anime, because it's fucking true. As soon as you get married, that perfect girlfriend turns into a nagging housewife. So be careful, man. Roji got me a good one there. New light novel idea. My perfect wife can't be a literal trap. Oh, that would be a good one. Yeah, no, finding out that your wife has a little bit of a package, a little bonus package with her. Yeah, right. And Saipa, thank you for the 2. You know what else was promoted by the Third Reich? Feminism, single motherhood, abortion, and gun control, women working, government raising children in schools, insulting traditional roles, social networking. You know, all the stuff the left pushes for. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason I say that they are the real Nazis. The only ones that can't see it is them. And Damon O'Sleep, thank you for the 5. Husband out working while wife stays home hoeing. I see no change there. Well, maybe that's why you need those Ring cameras. And fuck, Gun the Legend, thank you for another 70. Jeez. It doesn't have to be a white girl, but almost all black girls, the majority of them, all they know is feminism, and again, don't know about the Midwest. Yeah, then if whatever type of girl you want, you gotta go to where they are, basically. So if you're into Asian chicks, go to like Vietnam or Cambodia or somewhere, and you can get a good Asian chick as long as you stay there. If you like black girls, go to Africa. They're all over the place there. I have it on good authority that is in fact the case. If you like white women, go to some Slavic country. Yeah, you can find what you're looking for. You just may have to leave not just your city and your state, but also your country if that's what you want. Yeah, just stay out of Western Europe and America and Canada. Yeah. Oh, and was it Megillonius? Thank you for the $2. Blade Devil handbags as steroids. I don't even know how to go about getting custom handbags made. Oh, hey, Yellow Flash is in the house. Hey, welcome, man. Oh, dude, I'm gonna have you on again one of these days. That was some fun right there. I'm gonna start using StreamYard a lot more in the future. Just because at least then someone could just jump on like that. That would be great. That would be nice. What would you guys think, man? Yeah, I'm going to leave it up to the chat, actually. What would you guys think if I started doing that? If I just started using StreamYard so somebody can just jump on, At least mix things up a bit, mix up the formula, hopefully get things a bit more interesting. If somebody has something interesting to say, like, hey, let me on. I want to call you all the bad words in the book. Okay, let's do it then. That's fine. So yeah, hail Yellow Flash, man. And so if you guys don't know, Yellow Flash is working on a book of his own, though, but I don't think he's going to launch his until after Blade Devil. So yeah, whenever you want, man, I'll shill your book for you. That would be some fun times. Oh yeah, looks like the chat's saying, yeah, do it. Okay, I'm not going to do it now, obviously. Yeah, I can't do shit right now because I'd literally have to kill the stream and start a new one if I was to do that. Yo, Fast can't come on right now, have bandages on. Okay, that's cool, man. It wasn't going to be today anyway, just because I'd have to start a new stream for it. But in the future, I think I'm going to start using StreamYard a lot more, just to make it easy for people to jump on. If you ever feel like it, just come on by. And shit, I'm going to have to start opening it up. So for the longest time, I've resisted the idea of doing call-in shows and things like that. But that was mostly just because it's a mixed bag. You could get somebody who is the most entertaining person ever, and then you can get somebody else who's just, just puts the chat to sleep. So that's that's the unfortunate gamble, but we could still do that anyway, see how it works out. I know all of you guys are entertaining, judging by what you put in the chat. Oh shit. Well, competition RGE versus Yellow Flash. Well, his channel is like twice my size. That would be a pretty tough one to beat. Oh, Ryan Jill, welcome, man. I showed your fan art at the beginning. Yeah, you missed that. You missed it. Oh, Yellow Flash for sure, man. Cool. Yeah, I'll have the invites open, man, if you ever want to come in. All right, in the meantime, I think I need to get to the next one. Oh, we're going to get, so Mangina of the Year awards, by the way, I think I'm going to do those on Friday. I'm going to, so if you know of any good Mangina of the Year candidates, send it to my Twitter. It's at Rage Golden Eagle. That's just RAGE, because it wouldn't let me fit in raging. It was a 15-character limit. Because right now, I have 4 really, really bad candidates. And by bad, I mean it's like, so every time I did the Mangina of the Year awards in the past, I tried to have at least like 10. But, a good 5 of them, I know everybody knew they didn't stand a chance anyway. They were just kind of thrown in there just to laugh at. But this time, I mean, they're all strong contenders. Every single one of them. So if you guys know of any others that could legit be a strong contender for Mangina of the Year for current year -1, send that to me on Twitter. But we're going to talk about one of them right now. One of these Manginas of the Year. Pope warns against fake news and likens it to crafty serpent in Genesis. And you notice the double irony here? First off, it's the Pope. And second off, look at who's reporting on the fake news. It's the world's most trusted name in fake news themselves, the Communist News Network. Perfect. Yeah, so Pope Francis released a message condemning fake news, and this fake news outlet is now reporting on it. How ironic. Saying that it is a sign of intolerant and hypersensitive attitudes and leads only to the spread of arrogance and hatred. And complete lack of self-awareness, Communist News Network is just reporting this. Really? You gonna do that? Is this what you're gonna do? For real, man. The Vatican says the message is part of the Pope's World Communications Day, but some at St. Peter's Square say the Pope was probably sending a message to Donald Trump and other world leaders who have been using the phrase fake news. Oh, real? Oh, so does that mean the Pope was siding with Trump against fake news outlets like CNN? Huh. The tragic history of human sin, the Pope says in his message, is the first fake news and dates back to the book of Genesis. I don't know, was it fake? Was it really? I mean, maybe I could just be misinterpreting what happened, but after Adam and Eve after they ate the forbidden fruit, did they not actually receive the knowledge? They were kicked out for it. There was a price to pay, but it wasn't technically fake news, right? And maybe the serpent didn't tell them the consequences of what they were doing, but they got what they paid for. They just got charged a little bit extra. But it's been a long ass time since I've been a Catholic. I could just be misremembering. And plus, since I was getting most of that info from a preacher, they could have been misinterpreting some things themselves. Yeah. All right. Yeah, the snake was fake. Yeah, fake snake. That is true. Alrighty. So let's see here. Yeah, well, the crafty serpent lied to the Whammons. Yeah. And then the Whammons lied to the Mans. Yeah. Yeah, always read the fine. Yeah, that's right. If anything, this story should be the whole story of Adam and Eve getting kicked out of Eden should be a story of always reading the fine print. How fucking true. Yeah, how fucking true. So in current year or present day, according to the Pope's message that the fast digital world helps fuel the spread of fake news like CNN, which he defines as spreading of disinformation online or in the traditional media. So that's why whenever I cover a fake news story like from the Babylon Bee or CNN, I make sure you guys know that this is a fake news website. This is a parody site. So, yeah, I mean, I'd do my part. I'd say, this is a joke article from a joke website. Like, we're going over one right now. So, spreading fake news can serve to advance specific goals, influence political decisions, and serve economic interests. Lack of self-awareness again. The Pope's message blames the difficulty in unmasking and eliminating fake news to people interacting with homogenous news environments rather than listening to differing perspectives and opinions. Hey, he's right there. Yeah, so he's almost telling you, go to the alternative media. Don't just consume what CNN tells you. So disinformation thrives on the absence of healthy confrontation with other sources of information that could effectively challenge prejudices and generate constructive dialogue. Instead, it risks turning people into unwilling accomplices in spreading biased and baseless ideas, the Pope's message said. Yeah, he's right there too. So basically, no deplatforming, no cancel culture, none of these fucking hug boxes and safe spaces. That's all fake news. So yeah, I agree with him there. So how do you combat this fake news? Oh, wow, how big. Yeah, I don't think we need to go through the whole thing, but at least how do you combat it? Let's see. Journalism that speaks the truth is the way to overcome the fake news phenomenon. Hey, that's why YouTube is here. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's almost like he's making our case for us. I don't think that was his intention, but that's what he's doing. So there you go. So even the Pope is, he may be a Mangina of the Year candidate, but at least he's right sometimes. That's a good one. That's a good one there. Oh, it's sad. I think the Adam and Eve story as a cautionary tale for me as a man. That's right. That's a good way to look at it. Oh, Adam and Eve has been updated now. It's now Adam and Steve. Yeah. I mean, it is current year, so it makes sense. Yeah, we got to update the Bible. Oh, and Lala Duty Incarnate, thank you for the $2. You watching today's morning constitutional? Actually, TFM streams when I'm at work, and usually I'm able to just watch or listen to streams in the background as I work, but today was actually fucking busy. Yeah, I was actually, I was I couldn't even listen to fucking streams. I was actually solving a difficult problem for once in a very long fucking time. So I finally ran into a challenge at work today. So I actually did miss it today. I'll watch it when he uploads it though. And T-Scott07, thank you for the 5. The joke's on her. Getting nagged at in Japanese is one of my fetishes. Oh, yeah, so if you want to get one of those nagging Japanese housewives, hey, you can go. Unless you piss her off to the point she divorces you. Yeah, and not Black Eagle, thank you for the 2. The serpent is Catholic. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, and Toxic Man Baby, hey, thank you for the 200 yen. Going from Japan again. CNN is literally ISIS, yeah. God, they do share some of the same views. And on the Legend, thank you for another 30. This is why I don't watch the news, and that's why I'm an atheist. Well, you gotta get your information from somewhere, but just make sure it's something you can verify. And that's pretty much it. Because people claim that, the mainstream media just now started getting bad. Just now. I mean, no, they've always been bad. The difference is we have the internet now, so we can easily fact check the mainstream media. That would have been impossible before the internet. But right now, whenever the mainstream media spreads a lie, you can sometimes get, within minutes, you got 200 people live on the scene who are debunking them. It's like, actually, I'm standing on the scene right now, and it's not nearly as bad as the media is telling you. And here's video proof of me speaking to you live from the scene, and nothing's going on. Yeah, so we can fact check the media now. That's the difference. They've always been liars and manipulators. It's just we can see that now thanks to the internet. And that's why they're so scared of the internet. They correctly are threatened by it. And Jarnigi, thank you for the 10. Let's not forget that it was Eve that tricked Adam to eat the forbidden fruit to cover her dumb ass. That's true. That is true. She fell for the scam, so she had to take Adam down with her. That's right. And Family56, thank you for the 2. Hashtag Weemon ruined it then too. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, who was it that fell for the sweet nothings whispered in her ear? And White Scars Emo, thank you for the 5. I never would have heard of the Vic debacle if not for YouTube. The quote-unquote news tends to cherry-pick what it wants and to stick its biased agenda to. No trust. That's true. And no, to be perfectly fair, it's the same for YouTubers. Us YouTubers only cover the things we're interested in, unless you're one of those blatant, you're pretty blatant about just covering what you think is going to be popular. But for the most part, we cover what we want to cover. But the difference between us and the mainstream media is if CNN doesn't want anyone talking about some horrible shit that the Democrats do, they can put a gag order on all of their employees. Meanwhile, here on YouTube, yeah, I'm sitting here telling one side of the story, but I can guarantee you at the same fucking time as I'm doing this, somebody else is on right now telling the opposite side of the story. So even though as individuals, us individual YouTubers may obviously have our own preferences and biases, if you don't like it, you can go to a different YouTuber that has a different bias if you want more of the story. And that's what makes this better than the dying legacy media. And then they're trying to fuck us up too by just censoring opinions they disagree with. Yeah, it's fucking insane. Yeah, they don't want competition. That's the problem. So, and Jesse, thank you for the 10, or for the $1 there. So I'd like to share some screenshots of how my game, The Kingly Tales, looks right now. There's no pictures of battle. It's just the default battle backgrounds. And I guess I could pull it off screen because, yeah. Remember, if you stream, never search for anything. Never pull it up on screen. Never. Oh, you're using RPG Maker. Okay. Alrighty, so let's pull that up here. So if you're into RPG Maker games, here's one in progress. There you go. Looks like it's coming along better than most of the ones I've tried. I will say. Well, but that's just mostly because I wanted to play around with the system itself. That's why I got RPG Maker, and then I use it for hentai games. I mean, there are plenty of pretty decent hentai RPG Maker games out there. Yeah, but most of them don't really rely on gameplay. They rely on the CGs. That's what it's about. And Alex Hale, thank you for the 2. I'll take a tsundere instead. Baka. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, that would be better than a nagging housewife. Yeah, and Domship, thank you for the 2. There's a reason the snake chose Eve over Adam. Yeah, the snake knew the easy target. And oh, really? So Lala Do Incarnate, thank you for the 2. TFM is getting booted from D Live. Really? Yeah, and then people wonder why. Yeah, oh, so it's MGTOW.tv now. All right, that's good to know. Good. See, this shit right here. Everyone keeps asking that, you know how shit YouTube is. Why don't you go to one of these other platforms? Because this always fucking happens. All of these alternative platforms, they either end up shutting down like StreamMe did, or they end up being worse than YouTube, like DLive. And Mr. Medicare was the first one that I saw to experience this, actually. He got kicked off of DLive first. And he was talking about the same shit on YouTube that he was on DLive, but it was too much for DLive, but not YouTube. It's really weird. But shit like this, I have a DLive account. I have a page there. But I haven't used it yet. And because I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. I was fucking waiting for this to happen. So now, and fuck, he was definitely among their biggest streamers. If not the biggest one. TFM on DLive was routinely getting like 1,500 viewers. And they just fucking booted his ass. I mean, I guess now that PewDiePie's over there, they don't need him anymore, huh? Is that it? Yeah, that's gotta be it. Yeah, so, I mean, we're at the point now where we're going to have our own. Fuck. I'm going to have to invest in some of this shit myself, aren't I? I'm going to have to get my own website set up that has my own updates, my own payment portal as well, just in case. So you don't have to go through any middlemen that I could get kicked off of. Now I'm going to have my own video hosting and streaming, which is fucking expensive, huh? Okay, I see where we're going. Yeah. Man, this is just fucking insane. Oh, so CJ, thank you for the 2. Okay, so cleaning up. TFM is not getting kicked off. They just didn't make him a partner. Oh. Would that have actually helped him out at all? Yeah, I'll have to look into it, because like I said earlier, I didn't actually watch his show today. I was actually, I was too into my job to do that. It doesn't happen often that I have a problem that's actually so difficult I have to completely focus on it, but today it did. Alrighty, so let's get back to it, though. We get into the good news. Atelier Ryza soon to become the most successful Atelier game. Oh yeah, thick thighs save lives. And look at that plot. Look at that plot right there. See, she's got a good hand on that plot. The obsession with the thighs of Atelier Ryza's main heroine has pushed the revered title to new heights, as it is edging closer to becoming the best-selling Atelier game of all time. Take the lesson, guys. See, previously we talked about Tokyo Mirage Sessions Encore and how it failed even harder on the Switch than it did on the Wii U after getting censored. And here, we have a game that they gave the fans what they fucking wanted, and it's definitely at this point gonna be the best-selling game of the franchise. And this franchise is over 20 fucking years old. So the lifetime sales for Atelier Ryza, Ever Darkness, and The Secret Hideout, 350,000 in the month since its release, are only 20,000 behind Atelier Sophie, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Book, which launched in Japan in current year -5. Given that Ryza came out 4 months ago, it seems almost certain it will surpass Sophie's sales by a considerable margin. Yeah, come back in 5 years, and yeah, that number, it's going to be huge. Atelier Ryza has already won the honor of being the fastest-selling game in the series. Launch sales in Japan were 150,000 compared to Sophie's 68,000. Yeah, 150,000 launch sales compared to what was almost 20,000 for Tokyo Mirage Sessions Encore. On the Switch, it did less on the Switch than the Wii U. And the Switch, everybody has a Switch. Nobody had a Wii U. And yet, censorship doesn't sell. Get woke, go broke. Learn your lesson already. Keep giving us what we want, and we'll pay you. Now, what would have made this even better is if they didn't launch on PlayStation. Because unfortunately, the fact that this game was also on PlayStation 4, we always have that specter hanging over us that maybe it could have been even better, but Sony censored it, and they decided to only have one version across all platforms just to make it easier on them. So there's always, if you release a game on PlayStation and it's multi-platform everywhere else and it's the same version across all platforms, in this day and age, we're just going to assume that all versions have been censored to the PlayStation standard. So if you release it on PlayStation, make sure you have some bonuses for the non-PlayStation versions, just so we can see that it wasn't censored. So that would be the one thing that could have really helped. But too late now. The game's success may be seen as vindicating thanks to Gust's policy of thick thighs and heaving bosoms, in spite of tiresome complaints from the usual sources. Additionally, showing the benefits of putting out PC ports at the same time as console versions. Yup. It would be even better if you made it on the PC first and foremost, but hey, they're going to have to learn that lesson sooner or later. But yeah, this is what's going on. The tale of two games right here. You got the one that censored and flopped, and you got the one that gave fans what they wanted and succeeded. Fucking 350,000 copies in 4 months. That is insane. Imagine if we sold that many of Blade Devil. Holy shit. I don't think it's going to happen, but oh God, I'd probably... That's it. I'm quitting my job. I'm focusing on this full time. But yeah, as Toxic Man maybe says, Blade Devil gives you all you want with no filter. Yep. We're not censoring it. Well, we're going to censor some things just because we can't show it on YouTube, for example. But in the book, it's not going to be censored. There you go. So any nudity? If not, I'm good. Yes, there's nudity. There's nudity right off the bat, actually. You get to see the nudity pretty fucking quickly. Man. In the meantime, here's some dragons, though. I gotta beat Bethesda in Dragons for sure. All right, and Nova Arcanum, thank you for the $1. That fucking expensive doesn't begin to describe the cost of running something anywhere near the level needed needed for anything other than personal for friends. The absolute bare minimum is 1.5 million, and that's if you can get the sites to earn money, sans investors and ads. Well, no, I think that's a. If you wanted a video sharing platform like YouTube where anybody can upload content, that's true. But if you want to, like say, if I wanted on my website, I would be the only one uploading videos and other people would be watching them. That would be a lot easier. But still, even that is fucking expensive. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do that anytime soon. But we'll see. Ryan Jill, good point. Plump booty makes the money. Fuck yeah. That come on 669. Is that where we are? Almost? Yeah, 665 right now. Don't leave, guys. Wait until it gets up to 69. Yes, it's got to be 669. It has to happen. It's got to one of these days. I mean, it's gotten there before, so I know it's possible. Alrighty, and refreshing this here. All right, so then Jarnagi, thank you for the 10. Appealing to your fan base works? Wow, it must be a day that ends in Y. I know. Everybody understands except for these idiots. So I went over this before, though. I went over this last week. That was that Evil Hat Productions, whatever they were. They got woke with their Call of Cthulhu game. And they used their Twitter engagement as proof that getting woke actually makes you money. All of the tweets we put out talking about the game got hardly any engagement, but this woke tweet got like 10 times the engagement. Yeah, but that just means nobody gives a fuck about your game. They're only there for your hot takes. That's the difference they don't understand. Yeah, anybody can do a hot take on Twitter, and it's going to get a lot of fucking engagements. But does that mean any of those people are fucking interested in anything you're doing? Hell no! They're only there for the hot take. Those engagements on that tweet are for the hot take. They couldn't care less about your fucking game. But those are the people you're going to pander to, huh? Well, good luck with that. I never heard of those jackasses until this, woke drama happened. That just shows how good their content is, right? And I'm sure once this woke drama dies down, we'll never hear from them again. Yeah, it's almost as if likes on Twitter don't mean money. That is so fucking true. God, that is so fucking true, yeah. Now, would you rather pursue money or would you rather pursue Twitter likes? Your choice. Sometimes you can have both, but it's pretty rare. And, yeah, Gun the Legend, thank you for the 20. Extra thick. Yes. Oh, yeah, there's... Oh, we can't see it here, but, Ashara's extra thick. I mean, oh, God damn it, Twitter. Can you not be a piece of shit? Okay, sorry for asking the impossible. I know it's not going to happen. Yeah, you want to talk about extra thick? I actually, I got some extra thick for you right here. Here's some extra thick. Yeah, let me just zoom in on the extra thick. Look at that. You want extra thick? Look at that backstory. Look at that plot. Look at them thighs. Yeah, you got your extra thick right here, man. We got you covered in Blade Devil. We're gonna see how these thighs, how many shekels these thick thighs make. Hopefully they save some lives too. That would be nice as well. Can't go wrong with that. Oh, and DCV Titan, thank you for the 5. I may have skewed the sales numbers of Ryza by buying both the Steam version and the Switch version for the goodies. Yeah, that's actually what I used to do with PlayStation. See, the Senran Kagura games, for example. Even though I never really played them on console, I just waited for... I played the one on the 3DS, but then the others, I bought the Vita versions and the PS4 versions just so I can get the content, and then I waited for the PC release. So I got it for the Collector's Edition goodies. I think Peach Beach Splash is the only one I actually played on console and didn't just wait for it to come out on PC first. But I still bought those games. I bought them twice. I bought the console version to get the physical goodies, and then I bought it again on Steam to actually play the game. Now, I'm not doing that. I'm going to wait for the Steam release, and I'm going to wait for it to be on sale, because if you censor the game, I'm censoring the amount of shekels I give you. It's that simple. I'll still probably buy Kantagawa Jet Girls, for example, on Steam, but not at full price. Maybe when I can get the full game plus all the DLC, plus wait for all the mods to come out that add in all the shit that was removed for like $30, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll fucking do that. And DCV Titan, thank you for the 5. I may have... Oh, sorry, I already read that one. May have skewed. So Forever229, thank you for the 5. No, hot takes are free, games are not, woke people don't buy things. Yeah, anyone could be a fucking slacktivist, anyone can hit like or retweet on Twitter, but not very many people are willing to shell out, $10+ for your source books for tabletop RPGs. And Just Dark, thank you for the 2. Likes on Twitter are worth less than fake book friends. Oh, that is bad. Holy shit, that is low. Now that's worthless. And Loud Duty Incarnate, thank you for the 2. You put a butt... are you a butt pirate or a cock pilot? Yes. I mean, I pilot my cock while I'm pirating some butts. Yeah. I guess that would answer that. Shit. All right. I think... Okay, we're almost done. Well, we're almost to the end. So, Sapoff, thank you for the 420. So, RGE Villain, like, the naughty party cushion is ready. Sit on this thing, and not only will it sound like a fart, but it will release a foul-smelling gas into the room. So, sure. So, it's another stupid joke weapon, then? And RGE Villain, yes! Hey, if you could knock people out with bad smell, why not? Why not? But all right, let's get that ass. I mean, just take a good look at it one more time, because we're getting to some more clown world. Firms urged to crack down on office football chat. They're gonna say it's because it's sexist, and I will say it was pretty infuriating when I actually had real work to do, and a meeting was wasting my time. And the first half of the meeting was just talking about sportsball. And I'm there like, guys, if you're not going to do any important shit, can I just do real work, please? But that's besides the point. Apparently, women don't play sports or are interested in them, I guess. So, and as one of my friends said, as he linked me this, if talking about sports is sexist and excludes women, I better not hear any women talking about their crotch fruit. Because that was way more annoying than sports talk, was when everyone started pulling out pictures of their kids and talking about their crotch fruit. That was way worse than sports, by far. So chat about football or cricket in the workplace should be curtailed, a management body has warned. Now, this is the perfect example of a worthless organization that's just, getting in everyone else's way to justify its own existence. This is bloat. Right here. Chartered Management Institute head Anne Frank, that's her name, said sports banter can exclude women and leads to laddish behavior such as chat about sexual conquests. Are you guys regretting letting women into the workforce yet? Remember when the work environment used to not be so miserable, You could at least have fun with the other guys there. Not anymore. HR has made the workplace so fucking hostile. A lot of women's in particular feel left out. They don't follow those sports and they don't like either being forced to talk about them or not being included. The only thing I hated about the sports ball talk was when I was forced to be there for it. I don't care what other people talked. If I wasn't interested, I left. It's that fucking easy. I have nothing against sports enthusiasts, that's great, but the issue is many people aren't cricket fans. Well, too fucking bad, bitch! There's literally nothing in existence that everybody likes, except maybe breathing. Ms. Frank is concerned that discussing football and, for example, the merits of video assistant refereeing can disproportionately exclude women's and divide offices. You know, I could see how this would divide an office. If me and a bunch of other people were talking about something we were interested in, and some selfish bitch came in and put a stop to our conversation because she couldn't be included in it, fuck yeah, we'd all hate her guts. It's a gateway to more laddish behavior, and if it goes unchecked, it's a signal of more laddish culture. Well, you wanted to be one of the guys. Welcome. It's very easy for it to escalate from Vartok to chat about slapping each other on the back and talking about their conquests at the weekend. Once again, lack of self-awareness. As long as we are allowed to stop women from talking about shit we're not interested in because it doesn't exclude us, I'm okay with this. Fine, let's do it. It goes both ways, though. So nevertheless, Miss Frank does not think sports chatter should be banned. They're just going to get rid of it one common sense regulation at a time, just like they got rid of guns in the UK. Then nobody wants to ban your guns. We just want some common sense regulations. And 7 common sense regulations later, they're banned. Don't fall for this trap, people, please. I hope you have more brains than this. Well, I know for a fact you guys do, but the vast majority of the population doesn't. So here we are. She said that good managers should be inclusive and ensure that everyone on their team feels... Now, this right here is fucking bullshit. This is a lie. When they say inclusive and everyone feels comfortable, what they mean by this is the 99% have to be excluded and made to feel uncomfortable because the 1% doesn't like something. That's what this is. What the fuck do you think this does to an office? Do you think you're going to make the people who can no longer have fun in the workplace feel comfortable when you do this? Fuck no. Just get rid of the people who are causing the fucking problem. It's like I say with gaming. You notice how gaming wasn't toxic until these toxic SJWs came into it and fucked it up? Now all of a sudden it's toxic? What a coincidence. Maybe if we got rid of the actually toxic people, we could fix the problem. But sports journalist Jackie Oatley thinks cracking down on sports chatter would be a terrible idea. Hey, there's finally some sense. If you ban football chatter or banter of any description, then all you're going to do is alienate the people who actually want to communicate with each other. Dude, yes, exactly. All you're going to do is make people realize that, oh, okay, so work used to be a place where I not only did my job, but I also had fun with my coworkers and we just talked, had a blast. Now, apparently, I'm just going to show up, do my job, and go home. I'm not going to interact with anybody. I'm not going to socialize or frat. I'm not going to talk to any of these people. I'm only here to get my fucking paycheck. I'm going to clock in, do my job, ignore all the distractions, and clock out. That's the work environment there. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if this is what management wanted. Not at all. So it would be so negative to tell people not to talk about a sport because one person in the office is a whiny little bitch and doesn't like it. And that's far more divisive. Yes, finally some reason. She said the secret was to discuss it in an inclusive way. Oh, now and it's gone. And notice if people were blankly staring into space during the conversation. Well, like I just said, whenever I'm in one of those conversations and people are talking about shit I couldn't care less about, I just leave. I just fucking leave. Okay, this isn't my conversation. I'll be back later when you talk about something I care about. But look here, I'm not going to stop everybody else. If there was 10 of us and I was the only one who was blankly staring into space and wasn't interested, I'm going to leave so the other 9 can enjoy themselves. I'm not going to make it so they are miserable just because I don't like what they're talking about. That's the kind of behavior that leads everyone to hate these fucking people. And they don't see it. They got no self-awareness. So the majority of people responding to a LinkedIn post from the Big Black Cock and on Twitter appear to agree with Miss Oatley. But that's never stopped them before. Former sports gambling charities and loneliness. What the fuck is a loneliness minister? Tracy Couch called the Chartered Management Institute's advice a load of nonsense. Hey, that's actually a pretty good, that's a very good point from a blue check mark. Yep. So, and others agreed with her on Twitter. And now they're pointing out all the whammons too. I find her comments more offensive. I'm female and a huge football fan. Who is she to say that women don't follow sports and can't be involved in conversations? I have plenty of banter in the office. Just another example of trying to cause drama where there is no need for it. Yep, that's what professional victims do. If there is no drama, they create it so they can cry about it. As a female football and cricket fan who engages in a lot of office football banter, I find her comments extremely sexist in suggesting that whammons don't want to hear about football. Word. All these women clearly have internalized misogyny. That's the only explanation. Now, office manager Deborah Smith worries that other topics such as Love Island, EastEnders, and Game of Thrones could also be censored if sports chatter is banned. Yeah, it's almost as if the slippery slope isn't a fallacy, right? Yeah, I personally think companies should not dictate what people talk about, as not talking about it will alienate those with similar interests. Yup. Where would it end? Banning people with children talking about them so as not to alienate people without children? Yeah, certainly. See, I will say once again, that topic was by far, when I still worked in the office for like 10 years, that was the one topic I couldn't stand the most, was when everyone was just talking about their crotch fruit. That's when I was like, oh God, can you guys shut the fuck up and talk about literally anything else? And then I just left the room. Yeah, that I couldn't stand. And I was actually okay. Look, I even had a coworker who did dog shows. I mean, I listened to her there because I was learning something new at least. I learned some shit I never thought I would know. Yeah, but okay. But talking about crotch fruit though, I'm done. Recruiter Peter Ferguson said, I have seen managers and staff build a more direct bond over a shared love of sport, which has excluded those who don't share that interest. Duh! Find another thing you have in common? So the answer is not to ban the conversation, it's to ensure that managers and staff are trained to understand that those shared interests could not get in the way of management decisions or working collaboratively. Look, you want to know what's getting in the way of working collaboratively? All of these fucking idiots who keep trying to ban everything and make the workplace miserable. You are the ones that are preventing people from working collaboratively. Oh, yeah, good point there, Jeff Zerber. No, yeah, it's even worse when they... Okay, so there was one woman when I still worked at the office. She unfortunately was like 2 offices away from me. She brought her infant to the office a few times, and all that thing did was shriek all day. And everybody hated it, but she was friends with the CEO, so she could do what she wants. So we just had to put up with a shrieking infant in the office for weeks on end. And then some of the managers were surprised. Why is everyone suddenly working from home a lot more often? Well, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you ask that question over the shrieking infant. And I really love working from home, by the way. I don't have to put up with that shit anymore. Not even a little bit. Okay, and Nova Econom, thank you for another $1. So a good server proc would be the Ryzen 5 3600. It's about the best deal for dollar to performance, in my opinion. A compatible RAM isn't terribly noticed. A decent server could run about $800 to $900. It's not a matter of server. It's a matter of paying for the bandwidth too. That's a problem. Yeah. So yeah, hashtag not sponsored. Oh, I'm bad. Yeah, so I'll thank you for the 2. So what happens when the Karen is the manager? Does it ask for itself? Or is it like asking if the NPCs dream of sheep and if they are electric? That's true. Yeah, do NPCs dream of electric sheep? Good question. I think androids have more personality than the NPCs. See, at least some of these androids could pass the Turing test, unlike these NPCs. But, well, see, the Karen would ask for other people's managers, though. There's that. Okay. Where was I? FM56, thank you for the 20. Yes, oh God, yes, I'm not the only one who buys multiple versions of a game. Most of the time, I feel like an idiot for buying multiple copies of games I already own. Thank you, everybody in RGE. Have a good day. Well, yeah, you're not the only one. I bought it, especially since the physical releases on PC are pretty rare these days. And to be honest, they are pretty much pointless since all these games require some third-party launcher anyway. There's no point in even having the physical disc if you can't even play it without accessing some external account. But, yeah, I mean, so I bought the console version of the game for the physical goodies, and then I just bought the digital version on PC to actually play it. But I still do that with the Switch, but I'm not going to do it with the, I mean, yeah, I've completely cut Sony out of my life. And Savage Chill, thank you for the 10. From what I've been seeing lately, all of this stems from the latent narcissistic personality disorder. Get your psychology intake, folks, 'cause the best way to fight them is with the right brain tools. Yeah. No, if we just, I mean, like I keep saying, you got to realize, you got to learn to spot these people and just tell them no. And then when they cry to your manager, make sure your manager is with you and just tells them no as well. Because that's literally the only power these parasites have is crying to mommy and daddy or teacher, Billy said a bad word. That's basically them in a nutshell. So if the people in power ignore them too, they lose all power and relevance. So if you guys are ever in a position where you could take those positions of power, please do. And next time someone wastes your fucking time with these bullshit tattletale reports, ban them. That'll make your community way better. Way fucking better. Okay. And yeah, final story, bit of a two-parter. So Blizzard did a thing. They launched the Warcraft 3 Reforged, their so-called remaster, which is anything but. Now, just like with a bunch of other Blizzard, like the past couple of World of Warcraft expansions, for example, the art team did a pretty good job. I'm not going to complain about what the art team did, but everything else, although the music's probably good too, but everything else though, other than the music and the visuals, pretty lacking, which for a game is devastating. So the Warcraft 3 Reforged launched disaster, fans revolt over poor graphics, and more. So, there's two updates. So we did not emphasize enough how the original Warcraft 3 was affected. This has been updated. The original Warcraft 3. And the first update. We have heard claims that users are being denied refunds and getting banned on Blizzard's forums for advising others how to get a refund. You know how you want to get a refund if they refuse to give you a refund? Do a chargeback. Blizzard may never let you buy from them again if you do that, but why would you want to buy from Blizzard? Why? While we could not confirm the latter, and we have seen other posts advising others how to get a refund, we did find this post where a user claimed they could not get a refund due to too much playtime despite the game not loading. Good point. How could you get playtime if the game didn't load? Yeah, it probably counts as playtime while it's trying to load, I bet. I'm sure the Battle.net launcher sees it as such. So we'll keep you informed as the story develops. So yeah, here we go. The reception of Blizzard Entertainment's Warcraft 3 Reforged has been an utter disaster, with fans revolting less than 24 hours after launch. And I'll pause right now just to gloat. I fucking told you so. Why are you people still supporting Blizzard? How many more of these failures do you need before you stop supporting Blizzard? And I'm saying this as someone who Blizzard used to be my favorite fucking developer. I loved everything they put out. But right now, they are just another soulless corporate entity that wants nothing more than to milk money and appease their shareholders and investors. Stop giving Blizzard money. How many more times are you fucking idiots going to have to be burned before you learn your goddamn lesson? I do not feel sorry for any of the people who got caught up in this. We've known for years how horrible Blizzard is. Do you guys learn nothing from the Diablo 3 launch? Nothing? You really thought this wouldn't happen again? The fuck is wrong with you? The official Warcraft 3 forums and the Reddit post are in meltdown with fans enraged over the game's poor graphical quality, bugs, and numerous other issues. Yeah, they just added they added issues to the game. That's great. That's great. So fans have discussed how the game's earlier demos and trailers had better quality graphics than the final game. Yeah, the cinematics. Ooh, big difference. In addition, the cinematic cutscenes shown in earlier demonstrations are not in the game, instead resembling the original on-game cutscenes more. Some have even suggested Blizzard have engaged in false advertising. It should be noted the official website does state over 4 hours of Reforged cutscenes and an updated UI. Did they deliver? Nah. You can find that below by YouTuber Guy Lala. Footage starts at 8 seconds, so you guys can watch this if you are so inclined. Animations have also been criticized, particularly many unit types have less varied attacks and idle animations. Yeah, actually, I take back what I said earlier. Maybe the art team itself is failing now. Was it after Chris Metzen left? I guess he was what was keeping their art team intact. Because at least World of Warcraft, their art team there always is at the top of their game. No matter how bad the rest of the game is, it at least looks good. It sounds good too. The music department's great. But it looks like they failed even that. Blizzard, what the hell? You just failure after failure with you guys. How the hell do you make a quote-unquote remaster and you make it worse than the original? You have to try to be that bad. Now, I think the best comparison I've heard is Patreon porn animations are better than what this game has. So Warcraft 3 Reforged has also been criticized for his lack of features compared to the original Warcraft 3, along with other disappointments. Cataloged by 2 users across the Warcraft 3 and PC Gaming subreddits, this includes no automated tournaments, no clans, no profiles, no ladder, no 3D animated campaign backgrounds, no 3D animated portraits in Battle.net, no slash commands in Battle.net chat, no communal channels listing, no custom campaigns and therefore no custom game lobbies, no Battle.net news section, Reign of Chaos campaign uses the Frozen Throne campaign balance, no new campaigns, no new interface, accusations of bad translations for non-English languages. I can't verify this obviously, but I do believe it. I've seen some shit. Criticizing the bonuses in the Spoils of War edition as charging money for models. Ooh. One fan on the Blizzard forum also pointed out the game's world editor, EULA, has changed, stating that maps users create belong to Blizzard and that they do not need to compensate the user if they use them. In addition, maps cannot use copywritten material, and any content deemed otherwise inappropriate by Blizzard can be removed at their discretion. Yeah, I guess I was going to explain why this is, but it looks like the article does. The new terms are sure to be devastating as fans have created rich custom game and map community around Warcraft 3, including the creation of the original Defense of the Ancients mod, better known as Dota. And this is why Blizzard did that. After the Dota creators went on to make League of Legends and make billions of dollars, Blizzard was like, they felt entitled to that money. They felt entitled to the work that the modders originally made before leaving and starting their own fucking game, releasing their own standalone game. Blizzard somehow felt entitled to this. So under the new EULA, if you create the next Dota, Blizzard owns it. You can't then spin off on your own. So what Blizzard is effectively saying with this is don't waste your fucking time making mods for our games. Go somewhere else where you're actually appreciated. Even more devastating is how even Warcraft 3 players are affected. Now this is the original Warcraft 3, not Reforged. As PC Games In reports, even those who have not purchased Reforged have had a forced downgrade to Warcraft 3 Reforged through Battle.net to convert the old client into the new one. Ouch. Oh, this wasn't even... Oh, God, they didn't even get all the features. While players of Reforged can toggle between old and new graphics, players of Warcraft 3 have lost many online options, as aforementioned above, custom campaigns, and many custom maps that now violate the new EULA. Wow. So, for the record, Warcraft 3, I have the original collector's edition of Warcraft 3 and the basic edition of Frozen Throne, because correct me if I'm wrong, but Frozen Throne didn't have a collector's edition. But I still have Reign of Chaos, and Frozen Throne on disc. Those games are from an era before everything was always online. Yes, BattleNet existed back then, but I could install those games offline and manually patch them to the latest version and not have to worry about this shit. This is why you don't go the live service route. Just keep it offline. Yeah. It should be noted the outcry is so great the user score for Warcraft 3 Reforged on Metacritic is currently 2.1 with 563 ratings. For comparison, Fallout 76, which suffered devastating bugs and other issues during its November current year -2 launch, and to this day has a user score of 2.7 with 6,094 ratings. Yeah, this 563 is from one day. Back in November of current year -1, Blizzard stated they would not be retconning any of the game's lore, as World of Warcraft has grown and altered many things over the years since the original Warcraft 3. It seems to have made a small difference now. Yeah, you're not going to see any of that lore anyway when the game's not functional. Blizzard were probably hoping for a better current year after how current year -1 went for them. Blizzard Entertainment has been denounced by many gamers over the suspension of pro Hearthstone player Blitzchung for his support of the Hong Kong protests, firing the casters, and their overall handling of the entire debacle. Even U.S. senators wrote to Activision CEO Bobby Kotick condemning the decision. And not to mention, they've just been releasing garbage recently. There's that too. Don't forget that. Don't forget the fact that it's been a very long time since they've released a good game. Very fucking long. But we're not done with Blizzard yet. Let's take a look at the new EULA for the custom maps in Warcraft 3. And I have actually heard that after the whole League of Legends Dota split, I believe it could have been added to the original Warcraft 3 after that. And I'm quite sure these same rules apply to StarCraft 2. But nobody's going to be... I mean, does a modding community even still exist for StarCraft 2? Is anyone making custom maps for StarCraft 2? Blizzard has killed their modding and custom map community in addition to their esports community. They couldn't figure out a way to monetize StarCraft, so they just killed it effectively. Now they're going to do the same thing with Warcraft 3. So let's see. Last updated January 21st of current year. So ownership. Custom games are and shall remain the sole and exclusive property of Blizzard. So if you customize Blizzard's product, basically, you are working for them for free. If you create the next Dota, Blizzard is the one that's going to take all the money, not you. This is even worse than the whole paid mods thing Bethesda keeps trying to push. They're just mad that they're not getting a cut out of what the modders make. Blizzard wants everything. So this would be like... So Bethesda, what they want to do is they want to make it so you can't mod the game unless you go through their creators club or whatever. And so modders would upload their mods to the creators club, people would buy them, and then Bethesda would take a cut. That's what they want. They want a cut. They see all these mods and they're just mad that they're not getting any money for them, even though people are buying their game for the mods. What Blizzard wants to do is imagine if Bethesda made it so you had to upload the mod to their creators club, and then they charged you $10 for the mod, and then they kept all the money. This is what Blizzard is doing. They're saying anything you make using our game is our property, and we own it. So, they killed it. Without limiting the foregoing, you hereby assign to Blizzard all of your rights, title, and interest in, and to all custom games, including but not limited to any copyrights in the content of any custom games. If for any reason you are prevented or restricted from assigning any rights in the custom games to Blizzard, you grant Blizzard an exclusive, perpetual, worldwide, unconditional, royalty-free, irrevocable license, enabling Blizzard to fully exploit custom games. At least they said exploit. And this is from the official Blizzard site, by the way. This is from the official Blizzard site, and they admit they're exploiting your ass. Or any component thereof for any purpose in any matter whatsoever. You further agree that should Blizzard decide it is necessary, you will execute any further assignments and or related documents promptly upon receiving such a request from Blizzard in order to effectuate the intent of this paragraph. So not only do they own all your shit, but they can force you to do work for them for free. Fucking really? Who the hell is gonna bother with this shit now? So to the extent you are prohibited from transferring or assigning your moral rights, okay, to Blizzard by applicable laws, to the utmost extent legally permitted, you waive any moral rights or similar rights you may have in all such custom games without any remuneration. Without limiting Blizzard's rights or ownership in custom games, Blizzard reserves the right, in its sole and absolute discretion, to remove custom games from its systems and or require that custom games developers cease any and or all development and distribution of a custom game. Welcome to live services, people. Please note that your Blizzard account can be subject to disciplinary action in the event that you do not comply with Blizzard's requests or this policy. Custom games should be playable by all users. Custom game developers may not develop custom games that include a mechanism that allows the developer to limit access to the custom game to certain users. Well, on the plus side, that means the NPCs can't make safe spaces, so there is that. The use of third-party content, that's pretty obvious, I guess, is, you can't use other people's copyrighted content, which, I mean, there were a bunch of, DBZ-based mods and shit for the original Warcraft 3, which are now gone. I mean, this one I can somewhat understand, but Blizzard, this wouldn't be a problem if you wouldn't have seized complete control of it. The only reason they explicitly need to ban third-party content in custom games is because they seized ownership of it. And now that they own the custom game, you could technically get them into legal trouble by using copyrighted content. So maybe this would be a nice way to troll them. Get them into legal trouble by making copyrighted content and letting the rights holder know before Blizzard has a chance to take it down. Since they own the whole thing, they can't pawn the responsibility off on you anymore. There's ways we can fight back. I'm not encouraging this behavior. I'm just saying there's things we can do. So, commercial exploitation of custom games. Unless otherwise authorized by Blizzard in writing, Blizzard are the only ones who can exploit custom games. Or rather, let me actually read the article. Custom game developers cannot develop custom games for profit. Only Blizzard can profit from the work of these developers. Accordingly, a custom game cannot be sold, licensed, or rented by any party other than Blizzard. Yeah, only we can profit off of other people's work. You can't profit off of your own work. Only we can profit off of it. Nor can the custom game contain features that would support the purchase of transactions of any tangible or intangible content. Only we can put microtransactions in your custom games. Oh, they even have it for donations, huh? Blizzard recognizes that the time and resources needed can be substantial. Okay. Developers are permitted to fund their development through donations, subject to the... Okay. At least there's that, huh? Okay. Donors shall not be provided with any in-game special advantages, such as private access to a custom game, special levels, graphical markers, special text. Yeah, good luck enforcing that. Corporations, LLCs, partnerships cannot be listed in the credits section of a custom game. The use of Blizzard's trademarks, shall be consistent with their usage guidelines, whatever. Donors' access to a custom game may not be tied to access to the custom game prior to general publication. Oh, so they can't early access it. Good luck enforcing that. Blizzard reserves the right to demand that they immediately cease requests for funding. Okay, so translation, Blizzard is cucked. Just ignore those morons. Just fucking ignore them. As I ranted about earlier, why are you still supporting Blizzard? Why does anyone keep giving these cretins money? They are clearly just trying to milk the fan base at this point. Just let it go. Once again, speaking as somebody whose favorite developer used to be Blizzard, the people who made the games I love to this day are no longer at Blizzard. It's a completely different team. They are now ran by focus groups and shareholders and investors, not gamers, all right? What we have now is a completely different team wearing the skin of Blizzard. It's not the same company. The brand may be the same. The logo may be the same. The IPs may be the same. But the development team that made those timeless games is gone. They're not there anymore. Quit being loyal to a brand. Just because Blizzard used to be good, you don't owe them shit now. You only owe them money if they actually make something you love. Stop giving Blizzard money. Let it go. The people you loved that made the games you loved are already gone. You have no reason to stick around, man. Go find a better developer to support who actually cares about you. And let Blizzard's fate be whatever it will, man. All right, that's what I got to say on that topic. All right, where was I? Okay, just do a refresh there and there. Outside, is this the final cover? It looks very cool. Yeah, this is the first cover. There's this one and the tentacles. Alrighty. And, Gun the Legend, thank you for another 10. If the guy wants to talk about US or UK football, then fucking let them. And if the 1% doesn't like it, tell them to fuck off. And the same for esports, baseball, cricket, or any and all sports. Yeah, or any topic in general, honestly. Like I said, I can't stand it when they talk about their crotch fruit, but I just left if I could. The only time I hate this shit is if they waste time in a meeting with it, and I have actual work to do. Then it doesn't matter what the topic is. Half an hour into the small talk, I'm just there like, guys, I know none of you do any real work, but I have to get this shit done before I leave today. So can you hurry it the fuck up? Ibrahim Shah, thank you for the 10. Otaku Daikun announced yesterday he wants to hold a 24-hour charity live stream using lewd anime contents to prove the Puritans wrong. Will you give him your blessing and or collab plus who's down? Probably. I mean, I'll come on, but the problem is I'm very skeptical of doing that on YouTube because you remember what happened with the RAF retort when they did the heel stream? They raised like $26,000 for charity. And then the SJWs, of course. And at first the Wall Street Journal put a hit piece out on them. And then the SJWs all bullied St. Jude's basically into refunding the donation. I don't know, man. So, Gun the Legend, thank you for the 5. Still not re-downloading Battle.net because of Blizzard's bullshit. I know. I mean, despite me owning, StarCraft 2, World of Warcraft, all these other games, it's not on my computer anymore. Tab on links, thank you the 5. Blizzard downgraded Warcraft 3 to drive the need for mods to push more potential to own the next big game under new terms. Thoughts? No, that's probably true. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, partly. There may have been one person playing 7D chess, but everyone else, it was just, this is a cash grab for them. They just wanted a quick and easy cash grab. And Savage Chill, thank you for the 5. I have no sympathy for anyone who still supports that. Simply disgusting. Yep. I know. Everybody knows how fucking horrible Blizzard is these days. So the people that still support them anyway, I don't feel sorry for you when you get ripped off. You knew what you were fucking getting into. Andrew Dale, thank you for the 10. They did the same thing when they updated the first StarCraft game that need to stay connected to Battle.net. Plus, they put up a cartoon character looking for one for the kids for more money. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they had that that fucking Tumblr skinned version of StarCraft. I never played it, though, and I never really felt the need to. But once again, StarCraft is another one. I have the original StarCraft. Look, my copy of StarCraft is so fucking old, it's rated mature. The original StarCraft was rated mature. I don't know whether they have censored anything out of it after the fact, or if they just had a talking to with the ESRB and reduced it, but Brood War was rated teen, and all the re-releases of StarCraft after the first run were rated teen as well. My copy of StarCraft is that fucking old. I don't fucking need Battle.net to play StarCraft. I put StarCraft on a fucking thumb drive and played it at work before. I can make do without any of this new shit. I don't need it. I can play all the original StarCraft I fucking want. Unfortunately, I can't really do that with StarCraft 2, but yeah. Oh, yeah, Cecil should sue them. Yeah, Cecil should sue them over the cash grab. Good fucking point, man. God, that would be funny. Damn. Alrighty. So where was I? Okay. Oh, I got to do a rant. Okay. Yeah, let's do that real quick. I'm actually going to try to end it after only I'm not going to run 5.5 hours again. I'm going to do really long streams when Blade Devil launches when I'm shilling that. But right now, let's not overstay my fucking welcome. Yeah, let's not push it. So, we're going to rant. All right. Hey, what's up, everyone? Raging Golden Eagle here, having way too much fun as always. And today, I would like to cover the topic of appealing to a wider audience and why, in the long run, this isn't as good of an idea as everyone likes to claim it is. Because I keep hearing those BS arguments, oh, don't you want these companies to make more money by appealing to more people? I'm going to get to that towards the end, but for now, I'll say no. Because you know what this is going to you know what's going to happen? When literally everybody is appealing to the same wide audience, the industry is going to choke itself. So we should learn from the MMO gold rush. I've used this example multiple times, but it definitely fits here. And if that's too old for you, then the MOBA rush after that, or the hero shooters after that, or Battle Royale that we're at the tail end of right now. So after World of Warcraft became the biggest thing ever, 13 million concurrent subscribers at its peak, I believe, each one of them paying $12 to $15 a month. That's a lot of money per month. That's just coming in, and you don't even have to do any new development. After everyone saw that, everyone and their mom was now making an MMO, which resulted in a few successes like EVE Online, and the vast majority of them failed. Some of them failed so hard they took their development studios and publishers down with them. Now, Jim Sterling, he may be a bit of a cuck, but he's 100% right when he says the game industry is choking itself to death. What he's basically saying is what I've been saying for over a fucking decade. When all the new games coming out are designed to be addictive, time-wasting live services. I was saying that in the late 2000s, by the way, when the MMO rush was in full swing. So once that's what the games are, they're designed to keep you trapped and addicted as long as possible. That's the only that's all that everyone is making. Then you gotta think, what's gonna convince me to leave my current addictive time waster and all the time and money I've poured into it, by the way. So I'm already invested in it for any new one, like World of Warcraft. I stuck with World of Warcraft. I didn't go to any of the clones. Why would I go to these cheap knockoffs when I have the real thing, for example? And this is the wider audience everyone is trying to appeal to, by the way. This is the type of games this wider audience is playing. It's almost as if coming out with something new and fun that will appeal to a niche will most likely pay off more than jumping on the latest fad right now once it's so saturated. Especially when everyone is fighting for this same wider audience that have limited time and money and only play one or two of these addictive live services at a time. It was the same thing when I used to play mobile games. I only played 2 at a time. That's all I had time for. Yeah, sure, there may have been 1,000 of them trying to appeal to me, but I only have the time and money for 2 of them. Only 2 at a time. And once I've invested time or, God forbid, money into one of them, I was less likely to ditch it for another one. You're too late. If you weren't one of the 2 that got me, you're not going to get me unless you make literally the best game ever. And this is what the industry wants. They want this. They want to do this, apparently. This is what they fucking want. So these companies that jump on the bandwagon, they're competing for a shrinking consumer base with less time or money than they had before. So in the days of single-player games, you remember when games used to be single-player and didn't require an online connection? Yeah, Pepperidge Farm remembers. So back in those days, yeah, if we went back to that, we may actually fix it. Because when we had these single-player games, you play a single-player game, let's say 60 hours and you're done. I'm not going to count the outliers like Elder Scrolls games, which you could get thousands in. So you buy the new game, full price. You do your 60 hours. Now you're done and you're looking for another game. So there was room for a lot more people back then. Yeah, that's what keeps people buying the games and trying new stuff, is they finish. You remember when you used to be able to finish a game? Pepperidge Farm remembers. You finished a fucking game. You played it to completion. And then you bought another one. And then another one. And then another one. But right now, the entire business model is keeping people trapped in playing the same thing as long as possible so they can milk that wallet as much as possible. Now games, they have season passes years on end to keep you paying money for the same game you've already completed. Now, people keep asking, by the way, they keep saying that, I mentioned this at the beginning. Oh, don't you want the people who make the games you love to be like breakout successes and have so much more money to make more of these? No. What I just ranted about is why I hope none of the niche things I love ever become popular. What I want is for the creators who make the things I love to make a good, middle-class, stable living. I don't want them to be hurting for money. But if anything they make ever becomes popular with this wider audience, and they get a taste of that wider audience money, guess who they're going to pander to going forward? Every game they make is going to be trying to appeal to this new audience they get. So they'll keep making generic crap for the mainstream instead of sticking to what made the mainstream like them in the first place. That's a topic I cover multiple times as well, by the way. And then the best part. Once this strategy ruins them, the money runs out, they'll probably try to come crawling back to the niche they backstabbed. That's where it gets funny. So, because by the time they realize their mistake and try to come back, we will have already moved on and have found others to replace them. So imagine this. Imagine you have a girlfriend and you think everything's perfect. But then one day, she just, out of the blue, she dumps you because she found another guy who she thinks is going to be better than you. Like, this guy's better than you. I'm just going to dump. I know, it's not you, it's me. Yeah, whatever. It's not a bad breakup. I mean, I just found a better guy. So, bye-bye, I'm discarding you. Imagine that happen. And then she got used and abused and discarded by the guy she dumped you for. And then tries to come back to you. Would you take her back? Before you answer that question, let's add something else, though. Let's add a little bit. What if by the time she came back, you're already with somebody else? Now the decision is a lot more fucking obvious, isn't it? Would you backstab your current girlfriend, do to her what your ex did to you, basically? Is that something you would do to get back with someone who you know is disloyal and already stabbed you in the back? I sure as fuck know I wouldn't. I'm going to be sticking with the girl who was there when I needed her the most. When I was at my lowest, she was there. I'm going to stick with her. I'm not going to give shit to somebody who already showed their true colors and stabbed me in the back. So corporations, be very fucking careful when you chase these wider audiences, especially at the expense of your core, your niche, your base. Because if you keep this up, you may end up with nobody. And that's all I got to say, guys. Thanks for listening. Okay, so there, yeah, Toxic Man, it's 3P time, yeah, it's gonna be yeah, that's right, no, yeah, okay, we're gonna have a threesome though, that's true, yeah, but yeah, chat seems to agree, hell fucking no, yeah, so you gotta treat companies the same way, especially if they blatantly insult you, like, oh, we don't need you anymore, we don't need you toxic fans, we're gonna make something else for this new audience. And then when they come crying back after you've already found a replacement, you got no reason to go back to them. They stabbed you in the back. This new company gave you what you wanted. And that's what I'm hoping to be with Blade Devil, by the way. Another shill at the end here. When we release this, yeah, Western entertainment in general has been stabbing its audiences in the back. Maybe that's why it's declining while Japanese entertainment is still rising. I wonder if that could be the reason. So as all the rest of the Western entertainment industry stabs you in the back, hey, I'm here. I'm going to be the replacement, man. We'll give you what you want. That's it. And no middlemen either. No investors or shareholders to call the shots. No, it's direct to consumer. We make it, you buy it. It's that fucking simple. The only people who have a say in what we do is the customers. It's not going to be anybody else that interferes, as it fucking should be. So that's the type of thing we're trying to create here. It's not just a product. We're basically trying to create a completely parallel industry to compete with the fucking bullshit that's infested the mainstream industries. Now, we're going to need a lot more money to break into animation, for example. Gaming is a little bit easier, but we got to start somewhere. Hopefully, eventually, we're going to be able to just completely replace the legacy industry completely. That's what I'm shooting for. Yeah, NTR is the cause of all STDs. No, see, funny enough, I remember when I was playing the Fable games, and you could get STDs when you have unprotected sex. And so, yeah, my character got married, and I had unprotected sex, and I got an STD. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. What have you been doing when I've been out adventuring? You learned a few things here, Yeah, some freaking NTR must have been going on when I wasn't looking. Yeah, I did my own NTR then. That was fine. Oh, man. Alrighty, so let me see. I did see some shekels come in. I gotta make sure I get them all. I gotta catch them all. I gotta catch all the shekels. Not gonna let any of them fall. All right, and last sigil, thank you for the 2. The industry is auto-erotically asphyxiating itself. Yeah, it is. It is. And Andrew Dale, thank you for the 10. The only spot where I have found one-shot games are all indie ones. In one mobile game I tried, it didn't allow access to stuff got with real money. Then stopped spending for the monthly plan. Or when you stopped, so you had to pay monthly just to have access to the gacha? What? Okay. Okay, I see how it is. Yeah. Man, these games are fucking scams. Just don't, especially the mobile games, holy fuck. Even the ones I used to play. I may have enjoyed them while they lasted, but they're still designed to be money-grubbing scams. The gameplay itself is very sparse, and they take every chance they get to get you to pay. So, you having trouble? Well, you could just buy a better character. Well, buy a chance to roll to get the better character. 1% chance. Actually, Fate Grand Order was a 0.7% chance for a focus character, I believe. Yeah, 1% chance for a 5-star. If one of them is in focus, that one has a 0.7 chance. But you still have a 0.3% chance of getting a different one. Yeah, funny. No, it's that. Catch them all. Hopefully not the STDs. Yeah. No, I was actually kind of disappointed when I first heard that Fable is gonna track STDs. I was like, ooh, maybe they're gonna make a Pokemon game where you could catch them all. But then it was just a counter. That's all it was. It was just a counter of your STDs. Like, damn it! I wanted to catch them all. That would be funny. Gotta cough on all. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Man, see, I have an update, by the way. I've been mobile game free for almost a year now, so I haven't just been talking out my ass. Last mobile game I was still playing was Epic 7, and I stopped that early last year. So I've been mobile game free for almost a year. Now, I guess one exception is I have some full-priced, like, pay games that don't have microtransactions. I have Carmageddon on my phone and the Riptide GP games, for example. But those aren't live services. So those are, like, real, full, offline games. You know why I have those games on my phone? I can play them on a fucking airplane. It's awesome. So, I mean, I guess if you count that, I've been playing some mobile games, but nah, fuck this live service shit. God, that's a waste of time. God, it's a waste of fucking time. And yeah, I've been keeping my word. And I have so much more time now, too. It's great. And a little bit more money, because I did spend a bit of money here and there. And, Towel Links, thank you for the $2. Now, Terrence Pop Screech Voice, more plot. Well, here's some. Here's some right there. All right, so let me see who's streaming. I think I will call it here. Oh, man, Ethan is streaming right now, he just started 9 minutes ago, giving Cyberfrog spoilers, apparently. Boom, perfect. Yeah, go over there, man. Ethan Van Sciver just started. I will pass the torch on to him. If you want to see somebody who successfully did what I'm trying to do, you listen to what he fucking says. He knows his shit. So go tell Ethan I said hi. And thank you guys for hanging out with me on mine. I know Medicare was streaming at the same time as me. So I appreciated that you chose to hang out here instead, man. I love all of you. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. I'll be back on Friday. Gonna be doing the Mangina. Remember, send me your Mangina candidates through Twitter. We're gonna have 2 more days. I got some good ones lined up, but yeah. So that's it. Yep. Once again, go tell Ethan I said hi, raid him, ask him some questions. He'll answer. And yeah, I'll be seeing you on Friday. So peace out.